And good morning, nerds. Welcome back to an episode of Daggerheart, our very first actual playing because I thought we would be playing last time, but we're now actually playing the QuickStart adventure because we have our characters made. My name is Nathan, and for a small monthly payment, I can spam your DM until he lets you level up.
Ooh, I make it, and happy Pride Month to all the innies, outies, and allies out there. Hope you have a good one. And thank you for joining us on this Daggerheart adventure.
Perfect. And if the coffee hasn't hit yet, or you fall back asleep, no, if you, I mess that one up every single time. If the coffee hasn't hit yet and you fall back asleep, or you just can't stand to look at us, don't worry. The recording of the session and an audio-only version will be posted on our YouTube channel the following Friday, or you can find our channel by searching Tethered by the Table on YouTube, or following the link in our bio. And without further ado, 'cause I can't ask you what we did last time because all we did was make characters. Are we
Yeah,
ready to hop into the quick start adventure for Daggerheart?
I think so. I was missing Marlo a little bit, but I know she'll be okay in the time being. But I'm excited to meet my little mushroom guy.
Speaking of your mushroom guy, why don't you introduce us to your little mushroom guy? Who are you playing today?
Yes. So I will be playing Morcella. Um,
Marcella.
he is um, a morel mushroom that became reanimated or animated, I suppose. He lived in in the garden of like royalty, um, and so his pronouns are he they. Reason being is because when you see a little mushroom guy, you're like, oh, look at that little mushroom guy. It's such a cute little mushroom.
It's
Um,
always assumed to be a guy.
yeah, yes. So he was like, hey, I must be a little guy. Um,
Oh, he like thought himself into existence? That's kind of badass.
yeah. So he has like a big. If you know what a morale mushroom is, or if you don't, just look it up. But his
Let me
cap
see if
is
I can
pretty
pull up
big, and
some.
it kind of like goes over his eyes a little bit. Um, and he he's a rogue, so I would say he's a big mushroom guy. I would say he's about 3 feet. He's a 3 foot mushroom.
A 3 foot mushroom. Heck yeah.
Yeah, is that big? Let me see.
I
I should have looked this up. Max height.
see. I
Morale.
blew up the image. I'm scrambling to provide a photo of a morel mushroom. Here we go. Okay.
Oh
Um,
yeah, this guy,
boom. This is
he's
a morel mushroom.
big.
They look. I think they look badass. And so he a 3 foot tall.
Yeah, 3 foot tall morale
Are
mushroom.
they like
Name more
walking?
short.
Wait, but they do actually get that big.
No.
Oh, they don't.
So
Okay, I was gonna say, imagine being like walking around the gardens and like there's just a big ass like mushroom kind of head like buried beneath like, like oh that's a very large mushroom there. But okay, continue. No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
no, I think it says that okay, this is, Google AI overview.
Oh, of
But
course.
so some say some morels get up to 15 inches.
Wow.
Um, wouldn't want that plowing me. But so um you get a 3 foot. So yeah, I think, this highborn, this rural, this are there even princes and stuff in Daggerheart? No clue. But
We don't know yet.
the
In this world,
the
yes, there are.
all right. So, the the but then I'm like, do I want it to be a prince? But yeah, they're in this the royalty that were living in this house. They took great pride in their garden. Because the last prince, he was vegetarian. And
Oh,
so they like tried to grow like, all their veggies, all their mushrooms, and try to make them as big as possible. And so what
so it
came
makes sense.
about, yeah, was this 3 foot morale mushroom guy.
I like
Um,
it.
and he became a rogue because, the last prince was vegan. You know how many vegan dishes have mushrooms in them? A
Ooh,
lot.
you have to be very sneaky.
Yeah. So, and then, so he, day by day, he saw his friends, his family members, the lettuce head, the watermelon, the shiitake mushrooms, day by day get taken away to be cooked in the kitchen.
Dang,
And
that's a
then
revenge plot waiting to happen.
yeah, yeah. So
All
that's
right.
him.
Well, no, I like that character, and that that moral mushroom is going to be joining us on the quick start adventure here. And I'm just going to run through this like as authentically as I can. Uh, for your sake, for my sake, and for the viewer's sake, just because this is with a quick start adventure. And I think that this is a genius way to make kind of a tutorial campaign into a new TTRPG. So I'm going to start from the top, even reading off everything that I'm told to read off. So we are going to
Oh,
quickly
that's
cover the
super
basics.
cool.
We are going to quickly cover the basics of what you need to know when to start playing. First off, Daggerheart is a collaborative, narrative-focused role-playing game. That means we'll all be working together to tell a story using the mechanics of the game as our foundation. You will each make choices. You, Megan, will be making choices for your character during the adventure, and I will describe the rest of the world reacting around them. Sometimes I might ask you a question where your character knows about a place or has heard about a person. I'll do my best to integrate your answer into the story we're telling so that we're building this world together. Let's turn to your
Oh,
character sheet. If you wanted to, they have those like sidecars, which I think are really cool. To the, I don't know if you saw them while you were printing things off, but they have like little sidecars. Like you print off a paper, cut it in half, and then you can stick it on both sides of your character sheet, and like arrows point to certain bits of your character sheet, which I think is really cool, just in general.
I
Um,
did
you
see
don't
those.
you don't need it now, but um, if you want to in the the future use it, I think it's really cool. And then we talk about looking at our character sheets, making dice. You're familiar enough with. I know we talked a little bit about rolling, just action rolls. Are you
Mhm.
comfortable with that?
I think so.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
And I need to have something that the very
Oh,
first dice I grabbed. I'm using physical dice today. Oh my goodness, because I don't have like
oh.
a like this. This is amazing. This is amazing. But I'm using the very first dice I grabbed to counter my fear points is this hot pink D8. I don't know if you can. It's too bright here. Oh, it's far too. I have a light like right here.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
really
it's a
bright.
hot pink
Okay.
D8. That's what I'm using to count my fear. So the more fear I have, the hotter pink it gets. Uh,
Oh.
okay. Uh, but let's see. Every time you roll with fear, I get a fear. Every time you roll with hope, you get a hope. Every time you critical, you get a hope and you clear stress. Um,
Let
for
me show you
combat.
mine.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Your two
So this
D8s
one, oh,
or
it's
D. Was it?
D8s or
No, no, no.
D12s?
It's D12s. It's D12s.
Okay.
Sorry, that was me.
This one is going to be my fear dice.
Whoa, I like
It's
it.
just this white one. And then my hot pink one will be my hope dice.
Perfect. The
Because
power
the
of
more
hot
fear
pink
you
today.
get, the more hope I receive.
Perfect. I love it. And since I was nervous about the combat section, I'm going to read the combat section here. Finally, we're going to talk about combat. Sometimes when a fight breaks out, I'll put a map of some kind. I won't. I'm sorry. On the table, show everyone where everybody is. When you want to attack a target, you'll ask me if the target is in range of your weapon. If it is, you can make an action roll with that weapon using the trait it calls for. This is called an attack roll. If you succeed against the target, you will then take damage roll, look at the damage dice section of your weapon, and then roll the specified dice. Then tell me the total and whether the damage is physical or magic. If any of your action rolls during combat are with fear or a failure, I will often use my GM move to put the spotlight on an adversary who is attacking you or doing something else important in the scene as a consequence. Additionally, I have the opportunity to spend fear after that happens to shift the spotlight to an additional adversary to make another GM move. In most cases, I can't have the same enemy take the spotlight more than once in a GM turn. So after I'm out of adversaries to spotlight or I've spent as much fear as I want to, I'll pass the play back to you to figure out what happens next. Combat functions the same as the rest of the game, meaning that there is no turn order you must go in. Oh, also, I don't know if I'm breaking out of character here. There is no like initiative. It just kind of is like players go first. And from
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
reading here, you players go until someone like fails a roll, and then I get to go once with my character, and I can spend
Hmm.
fear to keep on like going if I want to. But then like once my character goes, and I don't spend another fear to like activate another character, it goes back to the players, and they can operate in whatever order they want, and they just go until they fail a roll, which I think is really
Oh,
really interesting.
jeez.
And I've heard, I mean, I was watching Pointy Hat. Pointy Hat is the guy. I the guy that I like watching. He's really, really good at D&D streamer or D&D influencer, YouTuber. But he was saying that the game kind of naturally balances itself out. because depending on so like I guess he had like a player that missed a couple of sessions and like
Hmm.
naturally the flow just kind of catered to missing a person. Like didn't really feel like like he had to adjust his encounters at all because just the more players can do, the more the bad guys can do, and the less players can do, the less bad guys can do, which I think is
Oh,
really, really cool.
okay.
And so it just automatically balances
Yeah.
itself. He claims, I have no clue. But let's see. If you if you all get to do what you like in any order you want to, and I get to do the GM moves in response. Because of this, you shouldn't feel locked into only making an attack on the enemy once the fight breaks out. Remember to think about the scene and situation as a whole narrative moment, and consider what you would do to make the best story. So this is the mechanical overview. Okay, so we're beginning. Are you ready for this?
And-
We're officially beginning the Kickstarter Adventure Guide.
Okay.
All right. This I'll read this first little part. This evening, your it keeps on saying your party. This evening, you finally make it to the Sablewood, a sprawling forest of colossal trees. Some say that are even older than the Forgotten Gods. It's a place renowned for two things: its sunken pathways that provide the trade routes for many traveling merchants, and its unique hybrid animals. Even now, from within your carriage, you can hear. You're driving the carriage. You are even now while you're driving the carriage, you can hear strange sounds: the low calls of the lark moths, the croak of lemur toads, the skittering of a family of fox bats in the underbrush. And you are driving the carriage. It's asking who is. Sorry, it's asking who's driving the carriage. And it's only you. Um, I'm sorry. Remind me your character's name. I'm gonna make sure I can write it down.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. Morcella.
Marcella. I need a paper. I need a notebook
And
here. Marcella,
this is
describe the look of the trees here in the Sablewood.
yeah, so it's winter. So
Winter.
as we're going, there's no leaves on these trees. They're all barren. Besides one weeping willow. Strangely
Interesting.
enough, that one has its all of its leaves.
Interesting. I like it. And what just kind of strikes your? Is there anything that you're watching for while you are driving this caravan?
Yeah, going. I'm sitting on some books to give myself a little bit more
A little
height
boost. Yeah.
and a little boost. Um, I'm looking for tracks on the snow. Um, any I'm keeping an eye on that whooping willow. Oh no, weeping willow.
Hmm.
I said whooping willow. Weeping willow. Curious on why there's leaves there. Maybe magical. Who knows?
Hmm.
Um, and just checking. Luckily, with the barren trees, it's easy to sweep my eyes across them to see if there's anybody within them.
Okay, perfect. As you are kind of riding through these, the kind of the sunken trailways, you turn a corner, and as your steed pulls the carriage around a tight corner, one wheel coming off the ground for just a moment, you see an overturned merchant's cart laying sideways in the path before you, blocking your way. A scattering of fruit and vegetables litter the trail, and from around the side of the carriage steps a strix wolf, a large creature with the body of a wolf and the face of an owl, and large wings adorning its back. It finishes chewing its meal, the hand of a dead merchant, as it stares at you curious, trying to judge whether you're friend or foe. Then you see, following clumsily behind it, two small pups watching their mother cautiously. What would you like to do? Here, I can go like this. Boom. Strix wolf. I mean, the art looks pretty cool for a Strix
Mhm.
wolf.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's a very interesting concept. But what would you like to do? You are now met with a Strix wolf.
All right. And then they're blocking the path,
They're blocking
right?
the path.
All right. Well, I mean, he's she's not eating any fruits or veggies, She's um
Obviously a carnivore, which means that you don't have to
obviously
worry too much.
carnivore. Yeah, she won't mind me. I'm gonna get off.
The
Okay.
Strix wolf is wary of your movement. Um, oh, I thought this would be like something. This is now where it says I should be reading things. It says the Strix wolf is wary for your movement. Let's make our first roll to see how she reacts. This will be using your presence trait, so grab your duality dice and roll them. Then add your presence. You can also spend a hope before the
Okay.
roll to add an experience if it applies. Then tell me the total of which rolled higher. So go ahead and roll your very first roll. a presence roll with both your duality dice and tell me what you roll and which one rolls higher. This is gonna be fun.
Ooh,
I
very
mean, it's been like what, 2 weeks that I've been thinking about Daggerheart nonstop, and this is our finally our very first duality, or our very first action roll.
I'm so nervous. Okay, let's see.
But don't make it with fear.
Well, it's
Don't
a
make it with
4 with
fear.
hope.
The four with hope. Hey, I mean, I mean, you know what? This works. This works. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, it works as in like, we'll figure it out. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so while you were very confident that, I mean, this is carnivore, you felt safe. It's less about it's less about the hunger and the hunting for this creature, and much more about the protecting of its cubs from behind it. And so it once with one last snarl, she leans in to have kind of her pups kind of clamber onto her back, and she begins to kind of almost like arch her back and is kind of barking and growling as you are. You said you wanted to leave the carriage, like hop off the carriage.
Yeah, I was getting off.
Yeah. So as you kind of get off, she becomes immediately aware of your presence and begins to kind of like protect her pups behind her.
All right. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I'm going from D&D mode to Daggerheart mode. Um, okay. All right. She's there. I'm stuck. Um, is there any like um can we is that a lot? Is it can I like she's eaten somebody,
Hmm.
so she's hungry. Um, do I know what am I carrying? Where am I going?
Um, that's a good. Let me double. I'm sure I gave it. I'm sure I skipped the. There was a. One second. One second. Give me a second. Um, One second. I'm trying to figure out where it described what we're doing. I can't find exactly where it describes, but from what you are carrying, you're heading to a city inside the Sablewood called Hush. That is kind of a like an outpost for. It's like a small village within the Sablewood. You are sent from a different town. I'm trying to remember what the town was. But you're sent from a different town from like the king himself, to bring a certain artifact to an alchemist. Um, to an arcanist, I mean, that is in Hush's territory. And ultimately, the details of what you're carrying are very hush hush. But speaking of the town's called Hush, but it's an artifact that's kind of been wrapped in a protective kind of like paper bag ish, and you're bringing it in the carriage to the city. And so
Oh, okay.
you're not exactly sure what you're carrying, but you're destined for a city called Hush. Um, on order of the king.
Okay. Um, I'm going noticing that she is, um, kind of in stress. She's wary. She has her babies on her. Can I use my can I tune in the ground around me, see if there's any other mushrooms around using my fungal network that I have?
Yeah. How many hopes do you have to spend for that?
It says make an instinct roll to use your oh my seal array to speak with others of your ancestry. On a success, you communicate across any distance. It does not say anything about hope.
Let me double check that. Yeah. Ancestry feats. I mean, I think that you could just do it then. I'm trying to think of because I'm trying to think of.
But I gotta make a
I think that
roll.
hope thing. So it's not listed underneath the hope. It's listed underneath the class feature, correct? Or no, no, no. It's
Yeah, the
listed underneath
ancestry.
ancestry. Yeah, I'm trying just to double check. I mean, I think I don't see any sort of. Cause I'm looking at it in the rule book, and I don't see any sort of like spending hope for it. I think you can just do it. So yeah, roll an instinct check.
Oh, sweet.
I think you just can do it whenever you want. Talk to those mushroom
Okay.
people around you.
I'm talking. Oh, yeah. And then is that so the 12, does that mean I use a D12
Uh,
or do I use a D20?
make an instinct roll. That 12 is going to be the difficulty, and so you have to roll a 12 or higher in order for it
Oh,
to
so
work.
I roll a D20.
It'll be no, it'll still going to be your action dice. It'll still be your duality dice, and you're
Are you
adding
ki
those two
Oh,
numbers together.
okay.
Did you add the
I
numbers
was like,
together on the first one?
I did. I forgot to add my +1, but here we are.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so this is kind of high.
it is
I
kind of
got
high.
a 4. So I need a
Not
oh
It's not
gosh.
easy being a mushroom.
Oh, there's so many vegetarians out there trying to eat us. Oh, that was a 6. So I
Six.
6 with oh, but they were both the same.
Wait, they
Is
were
that a
both
crit?
threes?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
then you
both
critical success
3s.
it. Then you critical success. Our first critical
Oh,
success of the
oh.
entire Daggerheart. I mean, if you had any stress, which I don't think you did, you can clear stress. But yeah, that's a critical success. So describe what it looks like when you plug in to your mycelium network.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, mushroom, it's like I have my feet, my little guy feet.
Your little
And
mushroom
then
feet.
they go whoop, and
You
then I
just
go
kind of
into
like
the ground.
sink a little bit into the ground, kind of.
Yeah. And
I
then
dig
it's
it.
like I
I dig it.
connect to roots. And then I'm like beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop. And that's me
Okay,
trying to
okay.
connect.
I
And
like
then
it. You flip like a dial-up modem.
yes.
You're just in there in the middle of the woods. I like it. So, your feet like sink it, kind of like dig themselves in the dirt a little bit. The dirt is a familiar feeling to you because this is where you grew up. And you can immediately kind of feel, um, almost kind of like energy highways below the surface. Energy highways that kind of are just like a fungal network, kind of going back and forth. You're able to plug into a few kind of it's almost like at first you feel the sensation of emotions before you can kind of like connect into a deeper connection where you're understanding kind of words, language, and feelings being passed back and forth between mushroom people. And you are able to connect with people of the closest. I'm trying to read exactly. You're just talking to with others of your ancestry, unless it says you can communicate across any distance. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, you can communicate across any distance, which means you can connect to all the different mushrooms. You connected to the mushroom internet. But the closest people, of course, are going to be in the city of Hush, which you're now kind of getting a general feel of where it is and how close you are. But the closest people are going to be in Hush. I mean, you can talk to anybody you ever want, as long as they're a mushroom. Who are you looking to talk to?
Well, okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like, that's mushroom.
I dig it.
Um,
Okay.
but
Like mushroom
for
Morse
you,
code.
yeah, for you to understand, I'm
It's
saying
moral code. It's moral code.
yes, moral code, and I'm saying hello, hello. I'm here in the forest. Um, I'm going to need some assistance moving a body.
Moving a body. Oh yeah, yeah. I was like moving a body. There's a body in front of you.
Yeah.
We
If you
continue.
guys could come and help eradicate it and move it, I would deeply appreciate it. Also, Sally, are you there? Sally, Sally's a shiitake mushroom.
Like, you're so you're probing. You're sending this message kind of just amongst anyone who can hear it and everything. No Sally necessarily responds as of yet. But you do feel like an impulse of kind of somebody kind of connecting to the feeling and responding from where you believe kind of the city of Hush is. And you hear someone kind of like, "Oh, trouble on the roadway, trouble on the road. We'll send someone out. We'll move as fast as possible." And that's the response you get. And I don't know where else I was going with that.
This is what I want. This is what I was picturing. I
Yes.
wanted them to go like I don't know if fungrels have tunnels, but they like going through tunnels, get a
Yeah,
bunch of them,
they have
and
like
then
little like mushroom tunnels underneath the
yeah,
surface.
and then it's like a bunch of diglets,
Yeah,
and then like when a bunch of diglets come in the show, and then they're like like moving things.
yeah,
That's what I anticipated.
I dig it, I dig
Yeah.
it. Um,
For this
I mean,
body to move, and then this
I'll run
it's
with
not
it.
an
Yeah.
owl bear, but the
Yeah,
owl wolf.
don't say owl bear. Don't say owl bear here. We're in Daggerheart. It's a Strix wolf here. But yes, as you almost kind of immediately feel it's like the slightest sort of vibration, and am I just like making it canon now that like mushroom like mushroom fungrels can travel on the ground like moles? I think we will. I think we
Yes,
will.
I
But
actually created it.
I have to look at hold on. I have to look up mushroom names. Types of mushrooms. Okay, but you feel a kind of the slight vibration um of something. Like it's not necessarily like a vibration like you any other human could feel, but it's a vibration that a mushroom could feel because
Yes.
it's the feeling of a mushroom traveling underground like a diglet towards you. Um,
It's a good feeling
oh,
when a mushroom arrives.
of course it is. I'm looking for. Okay, okay, yeah. And out of it, and kind of near you, you see a mushroom sprout. Oh wait, hold on. This is a mushroom. I was like, hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to make an interesting NPC character. I didn't think I'd be making a mushroom character so soon. Um,
Oh, come on. Oh, if you wanted to know why his name is Morcella,
yeah,
that is the scientific name for a morel mushroom.
I love it. I love it.
So, well,
Okay,
people were like, "Oh, look at that morel mushroom." There had to
I'm
be some
studious with it.
up uppity, studious person who was invited to the castle and said, "Actually, that's a Morcella."
You plan for everything, don't you? I love it. Okay. So while you are sitting there, kind of still plugged into the network, you begin to see um, mushrooms of kind of yellowish crumpety mushrooms kind of sprout from the ground a little bit next to you before um, the rest of the earth around it kind of mounds up and breaks free of these mushrooms are these kind of yellow trumpety mushrooms are kind of coming off of the shoulder of a fungal person next to you, who's kind of climbs out of the dirt a little bit next to you, and he's kind of a big, kind of a broody fellow with. It's a big mushroom. I've never had to describe a mushroom person before, and so I'm struggling here. Um, his skin is yellow. He's kind of bigger in stature, wide shoulders, tall person, maybe 6 feet tall. Just a
You
tank
didn't
of
think
a
that?
It's
Oh, you can't
close.
really
Not
see.
no, and I know what photo you're thinking of. Not as I don't want to say grotesque. I don't want to because
Okay.
he is kind of just large in stature. I'm thinking
Mhm.
more like I might keep
The
the Pokemon
shack,
thing going.
the shack
Um,
of the
I'm trying to
or
think of like a Pokemon that might be. Because I don't want to say, I do not want to say Machoke or
I know.
somebody's going to pop into this chat. But kind of a Machoke-esque person. Um,
Oh,
just kind of just like body, kind of big muscles, big mushroom dude, kind of with these yellowish trumpet. I don't know why the only word I can think of is trumpet off of the picture here. But
but
he
there's
kind of got
there's
mushrooms growing on
trumpet
his shoulders.
mushrooms.
That is true, but this isn't a try. I'm trying to stumble my way through a description here so I can finally tell you the name, and then maybe I can like throw a picture of it or something. But he climbs up and he goes, "Where'd you call? I'm here to help." And he yeah he's here to help. I don't know why I keep on sounding like I'm gonna keep on saying things, but I'm actually not. But I'm
Nice.
now while you're responding to that, I'm going to give you a quick photo of this mushroom. Bing. These are the mushrooms that I was thinking of here.
I should really have our Twitch up. What? Um.
You don't have our Twitch up?
Oh, yeah. It's my fault.
I
Let me
can't
pull
believe
you
it.
over. Okay. Okay. All right. So, like, Okay, he has a bunch of those, like, on his shoulders, like
on his shoulders, kind of like
okay,
around his. He has like a thick neck. Like this dude's just is a
love it.
tank of a mushroom guy.
Man,
Can really deliver like huge kind of like mushroom fists.
he's hitting that
He
that
oh
creatine.
yeah, the creatine. I don't know what you were meaning by hitting that, but I'm glad we specified with the creatine. But yes, uh, yes, he is hitting. Oh, is there? I wish I knew more about mushrooms. I was like, is there some sort of like mushroom product that's on the market now that like is good for energy? Who cares? How are we responding to this mushroom hoodoo who has just showed up?
Um, okay, and I have yet to decide what Marcellus sounds like, so you're gonna hear
I'm gonna hear
a
all the
wide
all the
a
voices,
wide range, yeah,
every single voice until you settle on one,
yes,
and then you'll find one. You'll say, I like this one, and then we'll never hear it again because
yes.
you'll just talk regular. But yes, continue.
Like, "Oh, man, you're a shell you're one big mushroom." But
I think I like this one more than the last one. Okay, continue. Yes, yes.
but yes, sir, I need that body over there. You see, it's keeping me from getting to my destination. You see that body right there? You see, I need that
He
to
looks
leave.
over, and there's still a Strixwolf here, and it's still kind of like snarling and doesn't like now that there are two mushroom people that have suddenly appeared. And at this point, the mushroom, not the mushroom, the Strixwolf is gonna kind of just she kind of leans over, puts a wing down, and then her cubs kind of crawl up the wing onto her back. And with a big swoop, she just says, "Get out of there!" And she just like kind of swoops away, flies
Oh,
out of there, and it at least leaves you alone. But there's still a cart in the way. Let me
oh,
take a
nice.
look here while I just kind of give me a second. I'm reading. I'm reading. I should have been more prepared. Um. Okay, so he so this big brute kind of a mushroom strolls over to where the cart is and begins to kind of like puts his big old mitts up against the side and begins to kind of push it through the dirt out of the way of the trail. And so he pushes the cart kind of until it like rolls off of the trail and then turns around and does like a big thumbs up. And he's like, anything else I can help with?
Well, nope, that was it. Thank you so much, Mr. Mushroom Guy.
And he kind of salutes, and as he salutes, he begins to sink back into the ground. Like the
Oh, I love
mushrooms, like kind of are there, and then they sink into the ground too. And then you feel like kind of the vibration of the little mound of him digging all himself all the way back to the town. Now, at this point, how well have you been checking your surroundings? I want you to make an instinct roll.
Oh, you know me being the roguish mushroom I am.
Well, I
Let's
mean, I
see.
don't know how well it went the first time with your presence roll, so we'll see if instinct's any better.
All right, so remind me, I do my two action dice, my 2d12s. And then you said a presence, so I'm doing a presence roll?
It'll be an instinct roll.
Oh, an instinct roll. Okay. That is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 with hope.
18 with hope, so you
Yeah.
gain a hope,
Oh,
like you
really?
gained a hope the last time, I believe. I don't know if I
Okay.
specified that.
So I
And
can hope.
you begin to now that you are alone, there's no Strixwolf, there's no brute mushroom dude. You are back alone with your carriage, and whatever animal is pulling your carriage, I don't think it really specifies in the quick start adventure. So what? It actually, let's ask you, what animal is carrying your carriage?
Yeah, so it is a mix between a horse and um like a horse and a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh,
So
weird.
we
Okay,
yeah, so large I couldn't
so
have,
is it like just a carnivorous horse?
yeah, because obviously I couldn't have one that eats
You can
plants and stuff.
exactly, yeah,
So I
because a
needed to
real
get
horse would just turn around and eat you.
yeah, so I need a carnivorous one that has super big fangs and
Okay,
loves to
okay,
eat meat. Yep.
okay, I like it. So, you after kind of making sure everything is right as rain, the carriage is out of the way. Root mushroom guy is gone. Strix wolf is gone. You begin to kind of just take in this the scenario around you, and with the barren trees that are around you and the snow that is kind of patches of snow here and there that are on the ground, um, you notice that there are eyes watching you from
Oh,
um, the kind of various places behind trees. You one second, one second. You said hold on. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to see. I like read each section, and I'm trying to make sure that I can. Okay, you hear the sounds of branches snapping, and turn to see four thistle folk sneaking through the underbrush, attempting to get the jump on you. The overturned cart was a distraction, but their plan didn't work. And now, we are going to be going into our first combat here.
oh shoot.
And so here, give me a second while I pull this up. These four thistle folk are kind of sneaking through the trees right now, allowing you to make an action, quote unquote, before before you're met with these thistle folk. What are you looking to do in this situation? Are you looking to kind of ready yourself? Uh, and the world is yours.
You're saying thistle folk?
Thistle folk.
Are those the frog people? They look like the frog people.
So this is actually the Thistle folk. There is a town, kind of a village nearby. Thistle folk isn't a
Oh, okay.
race, like isn't a heritage. I mean, and so these people are frog people. They're the ribbits.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this the Thistle folk is more about like their location, right? They are in the thistles. It is more just like a little title of. It's less to do with who they are and more
And
like
where
what
they
they're doing.
reside. Okay. Uh, Oh, the ribbits. Um,
I
and
don't know.
I
Do
am
do
going
frogs eat
to.
mushrooms? Are you afraid of these guys?
I think so, Um, but maybe I'm just a little prejudiced
Naive.
towards them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Maybe you're prejudiced. Sorry, I should have assumed
Um,
that you were prejudiced.
I'm going to, s- seeing me, and it's just me against those four. I'm gonna try to hide underneath, like behind or underneath my carriage. Let's
Okay.
go underneath my carriage.
I like it. I like it. Do a finesse roll.
That is a 13 with hope.
13 with, dang, you are rocking the hope here. Add another hope
No, I picked
onto your character sheet.
I picked the right dice. Well, die to be my hope.
I dig it.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry, I forgot the number. What was the number? You said an
At
18?
13.
A 13. 13. Okay. Um, perfect. Perfect. I'm taking a look at things. Okay, so you see somebody kind of you see four people traveling through the barren kind of forest around you, and you immediately kind of scramble around the side of your carriage and attempt to kind of duck underneath the carriage. Your mushroomness, being able to kind of, you're really good at digging, or kind of like digging yourself into the ground a little bit, and so you kind of bury yourself a little bit into or I guess is that how you would hide? I shouldn't have taken that from you. How would you choose to hide?
Well, I just think I'm not looking so much to like bear myself, but like more so like hide behind like the wheel or something to within the shadows.
I see.
So
Okay,
like I'd be ready to strike.
perfect. Okay, and as you kind of hide behind the wheel, tucked in the shadows here, the four thistle folk kind of bust onto the road, and you get to look around. They're like, "Wait, thought they were just here." And like one of them kind of said, "Well, the cart's here. They mustn't be too far away. Far away." And the other one's like, "Well, but what was that other guy? There was another one that showed up. There were two. Do we know for a fact that that guy is gone now?" And they're kind of bickering with it amongst each other, because they're ready to get the jump on somebody. But all of a sudden, when they show up, there happens to be no one around. Is there anything that you'd like to do at this point while they're kind of just talking amongst each other?
Yeah, I'm going to let's see. They pull up. I'm gonna okay. Well, let me think. So, I wanted to hide just so you know so that I'm now cloaked.
You're cloaked.
If I show that to you as if you can see it.
Oh, I
So,
guess what are you looking at? What
it
bit?
says a class feature.
Oh, a class feature. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So it says anytime you would be hidden, you are instead cloaked. In addition to the benefits of the hidden condition, while cloaked, you remain unseen if you are stationary, and an adversary moves to where they would normally see you. After you make an attack or end a move within line of sight of an adversary, you are no longer cloaked.
I see, I see. Okay. Okay, so even if they're like, even if they can see, even if they're standing where they could see you, you are still hidden until you kind of come out of the shadows. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, yeah. So so now you are cloaked. They are
Mhm.
nearby. I'd say you're around kind of the passenger's front wheel of the carriage, and they've kind of come around the front near where your your saber-tooth horse is.
Okay. And then, all right, I want to sneak attack.
A sneak attack. I like it. Oh, you do have. I was worried that I was like, I don't know if the rogues have a sneak attack thing. You do have a sneak attack. Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Or while your ally is within melee range, a number of d6 is equivalent. Oh, to tier. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so in that case, then if you're looking to make an attack, I need you to make an action roll. If I remember this correctly, if I'm remembering this correctly, now because now we're actually rubber to the road here. Um, if you make an action roll against their difficulty class. I think it's just a straight. One second, I'm trying to look at the rules here. Yeah, action rules 92. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. That didn't help. Um, Here, I'll go. Oh no, I'm cracking under the pressure.
I could tell a little joke.
Yeah, tell a little joke to lighten the mood. I'm trying
All
to
right.
figure out. I think it is, but I just want to make sure I'm for sure.
Okay, so there was this sorcerer, um, who
I'm always like, is she gonna have a joke? And then you start going into like an actual joke.
there's the sorcerer, a young sorcerer. He was up and coming in the world, and he, you know, got on the bad side of a wizard. And wizards have something against sorcerers. Sorcerers are kind of, and they don't have to work a whole lot for their magic, while wizards have to spend a lot of time learning that art. And just being in tune with magic, while sorcerers are kind of born with it. So he curses this sorcerer uh, to be a dog, a talking dog at that. And so this sorcerer, now dog, finds himself in a pickle. He's like, well, I really don't want to be a dog. So he goes to the nearest town, and finds this ancient wizard who is able to break this curse. But he says, but it's going to cost you about 10,000 gold. He's like, geez, 10,000 gold. I don't have that kind of money. So he goes to the high fantasy version of uh, a bank to go get himself a loan.
Mhm.
And so he goes to the teller. Uh, the teller, she has this name badge. Her name is Patricia Whack. Um, and he says, "Hey, you know, dog here. But I'm actually, I." He explains the situation, and he's like, I really need 10,000 gold. And she's like, that kind of money, and with your line of credit being a dog, we're gonna need some collateral. So he's like, okay, yeah, I think I could get something. So he looks around his body, and he spits out like a spinning top, a magical spinning top that he has. And Patricia Whack takes this and looks at it and is like, man, I'm really gonna need to go talk to my manager to see if we could take this. So she takes it back and explains it to the manager and is like, hey, this is what's going on. And he looks at it and looks at her and he's like, and she's like, well, what is it? And he's like, it's, and he says, it's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give the dog a loan.
But I was like half listening to, because I'm trying to figure this out here, but I was like half listening to the um the joke, and I'm like, where is this joke going? Like no clue where this joke is heading, but I could not have been more satisfied with the ending. And I actually just found where it is. So, I love that joke. Adversaries don't use evasions like PCs. Instead, all rolls against them use their difficulty. The bandit has difficulty. Yeah. So this is just a regular action roll. Feature doesn't list this. Um, yes, it is just a regular action roll, and you'll action roll against against the difficulty. So roll and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I'm nervous.
I'm like,
Maybe I shouldn't have sneak attacked this guy.
no, 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 you should have. You should. It's the fact that I don't know how freaking combat works. Um, I don't even know if I can I'm gonna run with it for now, and I might have to walk this back. And if anyone's re
Yeah.
watches this or is watching now, and they know I'm wrong, this is gonna suck. But
Yes. Someone please
um,
tell us.
I'm walking it back. Do an action roll. Against this thistle folk guy. Against one of the thistle folks to attack. And then you will also add a d6 to your tier level, like your sneak attack is saying, to
Okay.
that attack.
And so it says level one is tier one. So tier one, would that just mean like one
One
d6?
d6. So you'll roll
Okay.
your opportunity die. You'll run your duality dice and a d6 at the same time, and add it all
Okay. So
together.
I'm going for the ribbit person. Is that what he's
Perfect.
called? A ribbit person?
Uh, you could call it ribbit. You could. I'm
A
going
ribbit?
against a ribbit. There
Okay.
are four
And then
ribbits.
I'm going for his Achilles to
For the
keep him
what?
from his Achilles to keep him from jumping.
Oh, thought you said is kiwis, and I'm like, I don't know what part of that his body is the kiwi, but I'll make sure you hit it. You're going for his Achilles. Okay, excellent. I mean, he's got plenty of Achilles to spare. I mean, if you're looking at some
Yes.
of the image of these thistle folk with those big old feet of his, he got plenty of Achilles to hit. So go ahead and roll.
All
We've
right.
talked
So
about it long
I
enough. You might as well
roll
do it now.
duality. Um, and I is it possible to use one of my experience to give me a plus two in this? Can I get a plus two in this
Depends on the
action?
experience. What's the experience?
I want to use I was in the garden.
I was in the garden.
So my thought is like, I was in the garden, I'm hearing people talk, and I would think that some of these people would talk about the ribbits
Hmm.
and and like maybe like they went against a ribbit or they they know like what can take them down.
Okay.
That's my answer.
So you're saying that people in the garden were discussing military strategy against rivets, like right next to you.
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
casual dinner party
I,
etiquette.
just because I mean, it's a little on my part, but I am excited for you to use experiences, and so go ahead. Add the plus two to
Yes.
your roll. My guess is that you need it. It sounds if you're asking about the experience.
All right, that's a 18 with fear for
18
the
with fear.
duality
Heck
dice.
yeah, my hot pink dice goes up one. Ding.
And then I roll this, the d6 now, and then add it to
Yes,
it.
and then
Oh, okay.
yes.
All right, that's a 1, so that did crap. So 19, and then I
So
add the
altogether
2.
19
Okay,
plus your 2.
21.
21. 21. That hits. That hits one of the Thistlefolk ambushers. So go ahead and now roll your damage dice. And so where your weapon is and the damage dice, go ahead and roll it.
Okay, so I add this to my damage. I I don't know if I was supposed to add the d6 to that.
Hold on. Let me take a look.
Because it says add a number of d6 equal to your tier to your damage roll.
Oh, to your damage roll, then yeah, you.
Yeah.
I mean, even without that one, the fantastic one that your D6 provided you, you still hit it. And so even
Oh,
with the that would have been what, a 20, it still
yeah.
hits. So now you'll do the damage dice plus the D6 from your
Benefits plus the
hidden.
d6. All right, and I'm getting my nifty difty. All right, so dagger. So a d8 plus one physical. Okay. Can I use my primary and secondary, or are we just going primary weapon?
Just primary. I don't know
Okay.
enough to know if you can dual wield yet.
Well, I'm letting you know I'm currently dual wielding. All right, let's
I
see.
am aware that you have the two daggers on you. I just don't know if you can use a primary and secondary at the same time. But I mean,
I do.
technically, if I can't go until you fail a roll, you could attack again. And so
Hate to
maybe you
damage.
could do it with
Okay.
your. I just don't know if you could attack at the same time with the primary and secondary. So for
No,
now,
that's
before
fair.
I kind of get the idea, um, we won't do it for now. But
Okay.
roll for damage.
Yeah. 3, 5. Okay, that's a 5.
A 5. So the 5 damage does minor damage to the Thistlefolk Ambusher, which means they mark down 1 HP. Boom. Okay. Is that with both with your damage dice and the D6?
Yes.
Dang. Okay. Just kidding. I didn't mean to, I didn't
Yeah.
want it to sound like that. But perfect. In that case, then, you. I mean, describe what it looks like when you kind of dash out from your shadows to attack one of these Ribbit folk.
Well, I imagine that he was still right there.
Yeah.
Like I was behind the wheel. So I imagine that he's in front of me, like, and I'm crouched down,
Hmm.
and I just went a little like that.
Little like nick out of the shadows. Okay, I
Yeah.
like it. And as far as I understand, it's not my turn until you fail a roll. So I think you can go again. Uh,
Oh,
and
all
attack
right.
another one.
So I'm like,
You're ambushing the
I'm
ambushers.
I'm going.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then when I did that fear, do I lose a hope when
You do
I
not lose a
roll?
hope. I just gain a
Oh,
fear.
okay. All right. So this time I want to pat my. Can I? Okay. I'm under the wheel. I want to dart back um to the back. No, I want to slap my his name is Teddy. I want to
Eddie.
slap Teddy on the butt. Yeah.
And this is
And
the saber-tooth horse.
yeah, saber tooth
Perfect. I
horse.
just
I
want to
want
make
to
sure.
slap Teddy on the butt, and then I'm gonna dart back to the back of the cart in hopes to grab it when Teddy bolts
Okay, I
or
dig it.
does what his thing.
Do a agility move. We're going
Okay.
off of like I'm going off of a maneuver. This just
Okay.
seems a I want to see if you can do it.
Agility. That's a 13 with fear.
13 with fear plus any modifiers.
Oh, that's a 14 with fear.
Okay, I get another fear. Hot pink dice goes up. And you slap the. Hold on. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. I just want to see.
You're
I
trying to see
saw
if
it just a
if
second
it
ago.
works.
I'm trying to remember the breakdowns for. I saw it just a second ago. There's so much good art in this book. I really hope
It's
that you can
very
get a
pretty.
physical copy if you're still looking for one.
I feel like
Um,
Amazon is releasing, I mean, yeah, depending on if we want to support Amazon, but Amazon does
how
release
badly do
theirs
you want it?
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I
Yeah.
know. I think I get those cards. If I get the physical copy, I feel like I definitely can get Marianne. She's
Oh, that'd be
already
so.
interested, but
Yeah.
if she's able to
It would
look at
just
them, DM,
it'd solidify it. She'd have no choice but to play with us.
yeah.
Um, so you slap the horse, the saber-tooth horse, and the horse takes off a little quicker than you were hoping for. And so the horse takes off down the road. However, it moves too quickly and you're unable to grab onto it before it really like kind of goes. And so now the horse is left. You are now with no cover. The and the attackers are kind of turn and like whip around as the horse suddenly takes off, and they now see you. They're like, "Hey, there he is!" And at this point, one of the Thistlefolk ambushers are going to attack you. So this is going to be our very
No,
first attack here, and that is going to be there's a 14. What is your evasion?
it's a 13.
So a 14 does hit you, and that's going to be a 1d8. Oh man, where's my dice? Where's my dice? 1d8. Trying to think of what d8s look like. Oh
They
yeah,
look like
it's my
little diamonds.
yeah, it's what I'm using for my fear die, but I have another D8 here. 1d8, bing. So it does 12 damage to you.
What?
It does 12 damage to
So
you, which means if you look at your thresholds, your damage thresholds, um, if it's below the first number, I might as well just know I should have just had your stats here. Your first number, what's that first number?
it's a 6.
That's 6. So, and what's the second one?
It's a 12.
12. And what did I just say?
So
It was
you
a
said a
7.
12.
So that
So it's a
does
severe damage.
severe damage to you, but you can mark an armor slot to reduce the severe damage to major damage.
Okay, let's do that. So I'll mark an armor. So now I'm down to 2 armor because I have start at 3.
Yes. And then you will fill in 2 HP boxes. You're marking 2 HP. So I mean, these ambushers are used to just hair trigger reactions. And so when they see the cart pull away, one of them shout, "There he is!" He just like turns knife out of his pocket and like lunges at you and slices you with his dagger, doing some major damage. It kind of almost like catches you off guard, um, and it is going to be your turn now to react.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm choosing not to use a fear. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to save all my fear for later.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna can I um I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be like, and then can I be like, can I use my experiences that mushroom poison is to
Right,
to be
yeah,
like
I mean, explain it.
be
Why is this
like
experience
I'd be
necessary?
like,
Or, yeah.
"Ugh, you really don't want to attack me every hit.
How did he turn into Ash Ketchum? Continue. No, I'm sorry. I mean, for a second, it sounded really good as an Ash Ketchum impression. Um, continue. I want to hear this out.
I'd catch 'em all. You really don't want to attack me. Every nick you put into me is in, lead, leads to more spores in the air. You're just coming, you're just eating up my spores, and those spores will lead to your death.
The thistle fuck that just attacked you is now becoming a little gross out. He looks at you like, oh, talking about your spores so close to him. Uh, I don't. The only thing I don't know what that plus twos to. Yeah, I mean, he's
Is
grossed out now.
there
I'd say it plus twos to your. Uh,
is there like a
I'm trying to.
persuasion check or
Yeah. Do a presence check. Do a presence check, and then
and
add
like,
2 to that.
and that other guy, he's still around. I just have to let him know.
Call him back. I swear I will.
I don't know if I was meant to play a rogue. Okay, let's see.
Like the
Um,
most, like the most unserious rogue that we've ever seen.
I know.
Typically, every rogue is played like Batman, but this one, for some reason, is
Wait,
Ash Ketchum.
I should have been a bard. Okay. Oh wait, I keep jiggling these in my hand. Am I rolling them?
Yeah, do
I'm
an action.
okay.
Stop jiggling your dice and get rolling. It's a presence roll.
Okay. Am I adding the +2 for
+2, yes,
that?
yes, you are.
Okay.
You've earned it.
All right, so that's a that's a 19 with hope.
Oh, heck yeah. Gain a hope.
I need to start using my hope. Okay.
The book strongly encourages to use hope. While hope does roll over to the next session, it says use hope as much as possible.
Okay.
And I was a little worried. I was like, oh, but how often will you get hope? It seems like you're actually kind of swimming in hope right now.
Yeah,
You got so much hope.
I'm tapped out in hope.
No, no way. Yeah, you
Yeah.
better start using it.
All right. Okay, so what happens now?
Wait, hold on. So remind me what your remind me what your number was. It was a you said 18 with hope?
It was a 19 with hope.
19 with hope.
Yeah.
The ribbit, like who had like the knife to you, kind of like oh, and kind of like backs up a little bit. And the ambushers, like the rest of the ambushers that heard this, were like, oh, he's a and one of them is like one of them puked, like just like knee jerk, just like pukes. And um,
That's my poison. That's my spores.
ambusher, so the one that's not a thistle folk is looking at it like, um, uh, yeah, and he kind of like almost like at this point he has to like regroup. He like turns back to his group. He's like, "Look, we were hoping we could get some gold off the cart. The cart's not here. We were hoping we could get some gold off of this dude. He's poisonous. I'm thinking that we might just cut our losses." And one of the ribbits like, "Look, pretend that we weren't here." And the other ribbit who puked is now puked again. And he's like, "Oh, pretend we weren't here." And they kind of just like they scramble just like off the road and they just start like running like back into the forest. I mean, it sounds about yeah they were not interested. They were not interested in continuing the encounter. Um, yeah, and and now you are left on a road with no horse, with no
Right,
saber-tooth horse, no cart. You can only hope that the cart made it to its destination, but you are alone.
right. I went to I'm gonna look for alright, 'cause there was that one cart at the owl at
Yes,
the wolf.
the
What's
Strix
its
wolf.
name? The Strix. Let me
Strix
write
wolf.
that down.
Stirs wolf.
The Strix wolf.
All of the other, I guess maybe I can Google search this. Strix owl. Oh, straight. Because I was like all the other animals. Because there's also like an alligator, and like you were talking like the fox bats and everything. But I was like, what's a Strix wolf? Like what's a Strix? A Strix is a genus of owl, or in the typical
Oh,
owl
okay.
family. One of the two
Okay.
generally accepted living families of owls. The
That
other
makes
being a
sense.
Titanide. Huh.
Okay. That will help me remember that because I was like a Strix like
And what
that
the hell
has
is a
nothing
Strix?
to do with an owl, but
Yeah,
it's a type of
it's a type of
it looks like
genus of
a
owl. It's kind of like, I guess
nice.
they're wood owls,
Yeah.
as opposed. Are you looking at the same Google search that I did?
Yep.
Strix owl.
Yep, exactly. Yep. They are not extinct.
Oh,
Oh,
and then
love it.
a titanidie is like barn owls. Those are cool.
I love a good barn owl.
I love a good barn owl.
Oh, it makes
Owls are
sense that
badass.
there'd be a Strix wolf 'cause we're in the woods.
In the woods. I know it all comes full circle. Okay.
It's like they knew what they were doing.
They knew. They knew. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and
I'm
make
gonna
you
I'm
walk into the
gonna
merchant cart, and you begin to kind of just double check just to make sure that everything is secure, as AKA you're looting the place. But you notice that have been all the valuables have been stripped. I'm trying to all the values have been stripped. There's nothing there. Everything's been picked over, and even the body of the driver has been kind of picked through from the Strix Wolf. Looks like the ambushers got to this merchant cart first, um, took everything of value, and then set it up as a trap for little old you to come around and get caught
gosh,
by it. And so, regretfully, there's no loot to be found here.
dang it. All right. All right. So I I'm curious on doing my one move, but I don't know if I want to mark a stress.
What
Oh,
move?
the depth connection. While
Oh, the
touching a
death
corpse that
connection.
died recently, you can mark a stress to extract one memory from the corpse related to a specific emotion or sensation of your choice.
Interesting. Do you want to try it?
Uh, I I think I'm gonna pass because
Okay.
it seems like this old guy, he he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That is what I'm going to
Poor,
assume.
poor fellow. Okay. All right.
Oh,
In
poor
that case,
fellow.
then, I mean, what else? What else are you doing?
I want to be okay. I want to be like Tarzan.
Oh,
So,
I love where this is
um,
going already. Continue.
I want to be a flying mushroom. So I want to take my grappling hook
Oh yeah.
and my 50 feet of rope, just so you know, is silk rope.
It is so gross.
Um, yeah,
Oh
it is
really?
silk rope. So I'm gonna attach it,
Your little
you
grappling
know,
hook. Okay. And
and
you're just
just
gonna
swing
start
it from the trees.
swinging through the trees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just for flavor, I want to see how well this works. I want you to do an agility roll, but we'll it'll work no matter what. I'm just curious to see how. I just want you to keep on rolling. Do an agility roll. Um, yeah, and then tell me what you get.
Oh, I just realized something.
What?
You're supposed to spend a hope to use an experience.
Oh no, and you've used two, so I mean,
I've used two,
just
so let me erase
yeah,
two.
that makes sense. And I forgot about
All
that
right.
too. Shouldn't hope
Okay.
is using experience or help an ally. Yeah, dang. Okay.
And then to help an ally, is that like the help action? You're just helping them
Uh,
up?
I think it is. Oh no no no! It's you can add your role like if in like group roles you
Mhm.
can choose like if a party is sneaking in together, one person will be the leader and they'll roll their sneak action roll. But anyone that's like wants to participate, wants to help, can also roll like a
Oh,
D
okay.
like a I think it's like a
Yeah,
D6. No, no,
to add to
it's
it.
you roll your action dice as a supporting person. You'd roll your action dice. If you succeed, it counts as a +1 for the leader, or if you fail, it counts as a -1 for the leader. And you'd spend a hope to do
Okay,
that.
that makes sense. And then while I'm for kicks and giggles,
Yeah.
let me no, I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay.
Okay.
All
We'll
right. So
we'll
let
wait
me
on
do
the kicks and
agility.
giggles.
Yeah.
Nobody giggle just yet.
No giggling here.
Okay. All right. So, you are suing. Wait, but what did you roll? Have you rolled yet? Or
I is at 18, 19 with hope.
19 without? Dang, you were dripping in hope. Yeah, go
I
ahead. I
think
mean,
it's eight.
the, this is how you navigate the big city around you. And so you're very comfortable with your grappling hook and all your silk rope. You begin to kind of swing like, you begin to swing back like kind of through the trees, following the path that's below you, carrying, just covering as much ground as possible, and you are able to see that this road leads to the village of Hush, a village kind of in the distance, or I guess you're there now. I don't know why I'm stumbling so much with this. You travel along the road,
Mhm.
you make a lot of ground. You find that your carriage has made it to the outskirts of the town, and
Oh,
some
cool.
a worried person is kind of has stopped the horse and is kind of like calming the horse down and looking around for an owner. The path leads you further into the forest until you spot a large stone pillar covered top to bottom in ancient dwarven symbols. This denotes one corner of the peaceful village of Hush. When you pass beyond the stone marker, you feel a small sensation like a pop of a bubble, and the sound of friendly chatter becomes louder.
Hmm.
Though the
Well,
trees of the Sablewood are unchanged here, there's a distinct, safe, and comforting air. A few smiling faces turn to you as as your carriage rolls, as you grappling hook into this into the village. Some people look at you and they ultimately greet you warmly. There is a lively music drifting your direction from the tavern at the center of the town.
all right. I want to drop in on my horse.
Okay,
So I'm grappling and then I swing and then I just land in the carriage.
in the
Um,
carriage.
in the carriage, and then the person and I'm going to address the person and be like, thank you for assisting my horse. I'll take it from here."
And the person that is comforting your your saber-tooth horse is a loreborn Clank, pronouns he him, and he kind of
Mm.
jumps at the sight of you. He go, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to touch your horse. I just it came out of nowhere, and I just want to make sure it was safe. I didn't know you were in the back the whole time. I do apologize.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Having a I need to make up having a source run around can be very scary for people. So I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much.
And
Um,
as you're talking, a fox bat flies down from the kind of treetops above and lands on the Clink's shoulder. And you notice kind of all over his shoulder and arm, there's scratch marks, kind of where this fox bat kind of claws in on his shoulder. And he kind of once the fox bat lands, he kind of jumps to and kind of recognizes the presence and begins to pet it on his shoulder. And he's like, "Oh well, where are you headed from?"
I'm
Yeah, not
headed.
yeah. Now you have to
I'm.
make this the city
I'm
name. I'm not the only one that's pull up names out of my
Yes.
ass.
I know. Is it funny that the first thing that came to my mind was Cyanide? Um,
That's how I know I've done my job right.
um, I'm headed from a,
The
a
Mushroom
town.
Kingdom. The Mushroom Kingdom.
It's the highborns that I cater to is Princess Peach and Mario. And,
Princess Peach and King Mario. Or to
yeah,
be King Bowser. Who does Peach does Peach does Mario just keep saving Peach from like or does Bowser is it just like a complicated relationship but Peach is okay with it? I have no clue. We continue.
you know,
I don't know the lore.
I think there are people who it's who would
The
yeah,
touchy subject. The touchy subject.
yeah, people would think that Mario is is trying to break consent that has already been given between Princess Peach and Bowser. But that's a different time.
It's much longer than
Um,
the time we have now. But continue, yeah.
um, I, I was coming from the city of Dinwell, and I'm on my way to Hush. I got very important materials I need to deliver. I think to Marlowe. I think Marlowe. There is a Marlowe in there.
You're not taking it to Marlowe, but there is a Marlowe somewhere around here. And the clan kind of looks and goes, "Oh, well, I hope that your travels have been good so far. You wouldn't happen to have run into any thistlefolk people out there, have you?"
Oh, they ran into me for sure, and then I'm gonna show my little mark in my mushroom body.
And where is this mark?
I'm assuming so.
I
Wait,
guess where do
I'm
you
really
think you were hit?
stuck. Like in my abdomen area.
Pull up your shirt. Look at me.
Yes, like-
Do do front girls bleed, or is it just kind of like when you kind of like pull apart a mushroom a little bit, you kind of like that like
the
texture that I'm
spores, yeah,
seeing?
the spores I was telling you about.
You see the clan kind of like if a robot could dry heave, just like it goes, oh, those thistlefolk are dastardly fellows. This a town full of thieves and murderers, if I will. I'm interested. I've been kind of tracking their movements a little bit to protect the city of Hush. But if you're looking for Hush, you found it. And feel free to. I mean, place is yours. You're a guest here, and we want like to treat you with honor.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. What was your name?
My name is Halithon Fives. Halithon Fives.
Alethon Fives. This is the first time I've met a Clank, so it's been a pleasure to meet you. If I may, um, do you feel pain?
He kind of looks and goes, not usually.
Very well.
So I
Maybe
do
I'll
cry at a sad bard song.
those bards. Well, maybe next life I'll hope to be a Clank. Um,
When I reincarnate, maybe I'll be you. See you later.
well, if you could point me um, to the leader of Hush, that would be appreciated.
Oh, it sounds like you're looking for the Arcanist, the Whitefire
Yeah.
Arcanist.
Yes, exactly.
And travel through the city, past the tavern. You'll find, trust me, you'll know when you found her location.
Thank you so much. I'll be on my way.
And he
Hey-ya,
kind of he
Teddy.
backs
Hey-ya.
he backs away from the horse, and you snap the reins, and the horse continues traveling through the city. Is there anything that you're looking for? If you is there anything you're looking for specifically as you're kind of traveling through? You want to stop anywhere, or would you like to just go straight to the Arcanist?
Um, I want to head straight there.
Okay, perfect. So you are traveling through the city. You pass pretty much the tavern that he was talking about. It is kind of in the center of Hush. There is a large enormous tree. Would normally would have tons of actually, you know what? There's an enormous tree, and it's the and you've been kind of watching this whole time. It's the weeping willow that had all the leaves on it.
Oh,
You realize
yeah.
now that it wasn't just a tree nearby. It was actually a very large tree in the distance that you were seeing. Out of all the trees here, there are no like everything is barren except for this tree here because it is so warm with a tavern that has been built around the bark of the tree, kind of like going up a couple of floors, and people are cheering, singing, drinking all around the place, both inside and out. The lights are there's a warm light coming from all floors of the tavern here. People are celebrating, and there's lots of almost like decorative banners and everything, all kind of celebrating the first Moss Festival. And people are having a good time as you pass by. Some cheer, some wave at you, friendly smiles. Some people offering you a drink, and you're continuing through. Um, is there anything you want to do at the? I know you want to travel straight through. I want to give you opportunity to divert yourself, but if you want to go straight through, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, Moss Festival, huh? Um, mm,
I wish it was a fungal festival.
yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you want a fungal festival.
Oh gosh, let's spread fungus far and wide. Um, I think
Really scary when there's not fungal people there. A whole
yeah.
bunch of humans at the fungus festival.
I think I'm gonna keep going. I'm
Okay,
gonna smile away, tilt my little mushroom cap, um, but try to be inconspicuous
I like it.
and get my job done.
Okay, okay. And so as you travel through the city, you meet a couple of people along the way, but ultimately you go from one end of Hush through the center where the tavern is, back out to the outskirts where you see
Oh,
oh yeah,
can
did you
I?
raise your hand?
So mushroom. I was about to say Mushroom Kingdom.
Mushroom
So
Kingdom.
the it's a moss festival.
It is the first Moss Festival.
The first month, okay. So I am look while I'm going, I'm looking around, and I want to grab any moss that's there and slather it on my wound.
Your wound, interesting. You the let me let me double check real quick. I was not expecting that. Um, there would hold on 1 second. Let me
All
read
right,
this.
okay. I get off. This is what I'm doing. I
Okay,
get off my horse.
okay, okay.
What is this? No, I don't think so. Do you want to show Nathan you the shirt?
There, cool, sure.
Let's look at his shirt. It says
Uh,
"Suns out, buns out." Relish, relish the moment.
I can't see the. Is it like I'm guessing it's a Bob Burger shirt.
No, it's just two hot dogs chilling.
I dig it. I dig it. That's awesome.
Um,
That's cool.
all right.
Let's see.
I go to park my horse somewhere.
Yes.
Um, can you hear her hair dry, the hair blowing her hair?
No, I
Okay.
cannot.
So I park my horse, and then, Moss Festival, huh? And I put him, it's a lively town. I'm thinking maybe thinking Louisiana
Yeah,
during,
kind of Bourbon Street-ish.
yeah, Bourbon Street. I'm gonna park my source, um, at
It's sort of. I love it.
out, at a parking spot.
Hmm.
And then, oh, I got I was imagining I was riding it. I'm not. I have a carriage. If
You're like
I'm gonna
sticking
park
out in the
it,
parking lot. Other
yeah.
people in their carriages. What's going on?
I gotta get off a little bit. I don't wanna go too far, but
Yeah.
I'm looking for some moss. So I'm gonna go up to the nearest person. I was like, and then I'm gonna touch him on his leg because I'm
Because
assuming
you're shorter.
I was shorter.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, hey, down here. Hello.
And you have approached a wild-born human. Actually, the only thing it gives me a list of NPCs. The only NPCs I have are two small people. So I mean, you touch their leg. Um,
Oh,
we
if
will,
they're not,
but they are kind of your size. So and one of them is a child, so I'll let you walk back the leg touching bit just a little bit. Um, so actually, no, I'll have you talk to a wild-born dwarf, pronounced she, her. She is an older woman with a thick beard carrying a barrel of ale, and she is happy and standing to talk to the party. She sees you approach and she goes, "Oh, traveler, welcome to the first Moss Festival." And she's definitely a couple of barrels in. Um, and she, what can I help you with?
I need some moss. I heard this is the moss festival. You got any moss for me?
He's like nothing but in the Sunless Farms fields. The first moss festival is when the first bit of moss shows up on those on the fields there. And so if you're looking for some moss, you'll have to travel all the way out to the farms. But if you're looking for some ale, you can find it right here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for some moss. You have moss flavored ale?
Uh, she kind of looks at me. We do have a little bit of that, yeah. We could just do some moss flavored ale.
All right, all right. You could. I'll
She
take.
and you see her kind of like walk. She's kind of outside of the tavern there, but she walks in, uh, comes out shortly later with a second barrel of ale that she puts next to her first one. But then she kind of pulls out a tankard and gives it to you, and the tankard's a little bit. I mean, it's like it's supposed to be kind of like me. It's a little bit big in your hands, but not like too big. Not like it's like a human size. It's fine. It's fine for you. It's a wonderful.
It's okay. All right.
It's okay.
I'm gonna. Okay. Thank you so much, miss. And I'm gonna. And then like
Pour it on
break
you.
open and then pour it on my wound.
And you see the Wildborn dwarf's eyes go wide as she watches everything that you do right there. And she,
Oh,
well, I've
oh,
never seen a fungal before, but
don't worry. This is how we drink. We absorb it. We absorb it through the skin.
expecting you just like to like hop into her barrel and just like soak it all up like a
I
sponge.
know.
And like, I'll see you later. It's you like bloated and like dripping. Like,
SpongeBob.
thank you for the ale. But she watches every little bit of what you've done, and she kind of I guess I've never met a fungal before, but you are quite some character. And she picks up one of the barrels of ale and kind of just tips it back and starts sipping more.
Yeah, you haven't met a a Marcella mushroom like I. Um,
She goes,
but
well, technically I haven't met you until I've seen what blades you're packing. Whoa, that sounded weird.
whoa,
Whoa, hold
only
on.
person these blades are for Sally, the shiitake mushroom.
No, she's a blacksmith. She's a blacksmith. Miss input. But she was like, uh, okay, well, let me walk that back a little bit because I definitely said things before I meant to say it. She 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 takes a sip of her ale, she puts it down, and then she says, "You never truly know someone until you
You know they're blades.
feel their blade. How many inches?" Uh,
Enough,
you,
enough to handle you.
I don't know how to say. I don't. You want to get to know me? Here's my sword. Um, dang. Okay. You know what? You know what?
This one's called Wiglet, and this one's Wormhole.
Oh, I wish I knew how to operate it right now. Um. Okay.
If you
So
got any
she.
steel, I can name it Steelix.
Uh, she. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. She's too drunk. She's too drunk. She doesn't care. You take your ale. What are you gonna do, huh?
Uh, uh, Thank you kindly. I'm just going to be taking these, and then I'm going back to my horse, and then I'm headed.
Okay,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm just headed back.
Perfect. You just stop for a little drink. You travel through the town until you make it to a second kind of larger tree that is in this city. The first one, of course, being the largest one that the tavern is around. The second one, there you at the base. Well, I guess what you notice first at the base of this large tree is a giant rock. About I'd say, does it say how big? I'll just read this. Making your way past the homes of the village, then through the farmlands of Hush, you see a variety of crops that have begun to cultivate a thin layer of glowing blue moss over the top. Oh, you know what? You're passing by the
Oh,
moss.
I'm
Uh,
taking it then.
over the top, and
Wow.
they're of their fruits and vegetables. They pulse softly like a heartbeat as you pass. And as you pass by, you grab a chunk and it just gonna start rubbing on yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off. A horse. Well, the carriage. Park him on the side.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of slanted into the road. I'm gonna get off, and
You
I'm
got
gonna
like the
go over.
the high fantasy equivalent of your hazards on.
Yeah, yeah, and and then I'm gonna go over to the. s- you okay? Oh, okay. And I'm gonna. There are a bunch of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. So moss is growing on top of their fruits and vegetables, and
All
it's
right,
glowing
and
kind
I'm
of bluish.
all right, and I'm gonna go over. I'm like, oh, Sally, Sally.
What? Continue, continue. No, I'm gonna hear you out. No, I want you to keep on going. You dug yourself into this hole.
Sorry, Marianne passed me
You
while
could
she's
tell we're
leaving
loving
to
Daggerheart.
work.
We are absolutely loving Daggerheart.
Like, oh, Sally, Sally, these melons sure remind me of
Okay,
you.
drink water here. Hydrated. Okay, okay.
I first met you over the pair of melons. Hopefully one day I can find you. Oh, my dear Sally, Sally. Um, and then, um,
Okay,
and then,
and then
and then
and then you're gonna
I'm like,
grab the moss and rub it on your belly.
yeah, and then I'm like sinking into the ground. My unconsciously, my roots are going going in, and I'm just like, "Sally, Sally, Sally." And then, yeah, I'm gonna take the blue moss that's glowing and then just rub it on me. Like,
Anybody who just came from the tavern sees this is this is like the festival of like the first moss on their fruits and vegetables. They saw you pass through town, and then they're gonna find you deep in their farmland, moaning and groaning about Sally while you're like rubbing your belly. Like, get this mushroom dude out of here. What's he doing to our crops?
and I don't
This
stop
whole time,
there.
this whole time talking about I'm on important business. Can I? Very important business. You beeline to their farmland, and your belly is now like kind of like getting like blue glowing stuff on it. So you're like
Yeah.
glowing blue
And
in this.
I don't I don't stop at my belly. In my grief, I'm trying to use the moss to soak up my grief so it's covering me. I'm just
You're like
using the
on your
moss.
knees in this. Oh, Sally, Sally.
Sally, Sally, where are you? Sally. I'm being judged so hard by my dog over here. But
It's like I don't even know what you're up to.
so, and I put it on my cat. I'm like, Sally, let this be a beacon of my love for you. Sally. And
Are
then,
you done yet? Are you done yet?
like, has anyone finished a talkie mushroom named Sally?
No one is around to hear you crying. That's a good thing
Well,
for them.
Well, I'm talking to the fruits and veggies.
Oh,
Like,
true, 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 true. You're not looking for people.
exactly.
Roll your instinct
Um,
check to connect to the mycelium internet.
that is that is a 10 with fear.
A 10 with fear, and oh no, and
Oh,
your
did
your
did I
DC
look?
is
Mm.
12. I get a fear. I get a fear. But you call out, you connect to the highway, you send your beacon out to everybody, and no one responds. Actually, I never told you his name, but Chantrell is the big. He hears he goes like, "Oh, buddy, oh, I see you're busy," and like disconnects from the Mycelian internet, and you are alone. You are alone in this field. Um,
It's a cold, cold, dewy night, and I'm
it's a cold,
alone.
dewy night. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Among the thriving groves, you notice that the sablewood trees in this area have hundreds of unique faces carved into all sides. The eyes peering in every direction. I'm hoping these are statues and not like mystical faces that just had to watch what just happened. Um, but nearby, one tree, taller than the rest, bears the Arcanist's home, like an overripe fruit. It hangs from a braid of rope as wide around as a giant's forearm, tied to a massive branch and counterweighted by a cabin-sized boulder lying at the base of the tree. The stone is marked with a collection of symbols, and the cabin windows flash with a soft yellow-green light. What would you like to do? I'm hoping it's to stop whatever you're doing now and continue.
All right, I dust myself off,
You're
pick
still glowing. You're
myself
still
up.
glowing blue though, a little bit
Yeah,
underneath
like,
your shirt.
uh, uh, sorry, 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 you guys had to see that. Um,
The fruits and vegetables that are just sitting there.
yeah, sorry, you just had to bear witness to the grief of Morcella, the morel mushroom. Um,
Should have been a bard. You should have been a bard.
my thought was I didn't want to sing, but here I am.
I feel like maybe I do want to sing. No, actually, I'm
But
pretty sure
let
in
this.
this book it specifically says that like bards can be wordsmiths or they don't have to be playing music. You can play
Oh.
a subclass a wordsmith. Use clever wordplay and captivating crowds. I feel like you feel like you that might have been worked. Maybe we gotta discuss something afterwards, but and make sure of your jokes, whatever just happened here, and maybe a couple of puns, you could pull it off. But you're at the Arcanist place. The Arcanist
Uh, All right, I stumble through. All right, so okay, so sorry, I was so within my grief.
in your emotions that you missed my whole
I may,
description.
yeah, I may have just created like a whole alternate universe that with my Sally.
Mm,
But okay, so there's a tree. They all have faces on them, but one tree has a big limb, and there's something hanging from it. Is that right?
yes, yes.
All right.
So there's a big limb. The house is suspended in the air with a rope that goes around the little like branch and then down to where a cabin-sized boulder is like kind of counterweighting it. I'm trying to get a picture
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Time
I think I
being.
know what you're talking about because I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure you haven't. I don't know. Give me a second. Um, Bing, bang,
Is
bong.
it across? Is it across this field of vegetables and well fruits?
I'd say it is.
Okay.
Here. Boom. There's the house. Straight from the book.
Oh, I see. So it's up in the air.
Up in the air, yes.
Mm. All right. All right. Again, dust myself off. Like, thank you for thank you for um sharing your moss with me. I'm gonna be walking my whole okay. My my source is on the side. Okay, I'm supposed to deliver something. How big
Yes.
is this something?
I'd say to a normal person, it'd be like the size of a bowling ball. You are a little smaller, and so it probably is like probably half your size actually.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
not too heavy.
Mm, all right. Well, maybe I'll take it and I'll carry it through. But I'm gonna walk through the garden while carrying this chest or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I
Uh,
get you. Whatever
I'm
is
like,
kind of wrapped in this bag that you have.
yeah. I'm like, I just want to keep it with me. I'm like, oh, 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 Sally. Oh, I'll get to you. And then I get to the tree, and then there's this boulder.
Mhm.
And I'm like, hello, hello, anyone there?
And there is no response from the house above. And it's still
Oh
just the
gosh.
soft and yellow green light is kind of just like m- pulsing, flashing within the house.
Oh, oh, dang it. Oh, it's time for me to use my rogue instincts. And then I'm gonna hide my thing around somewhere around the boulder. I'm gonna try to hide it.
Okay.
No one else can find it. And then once it's well hidden, I'm gonna find my way up
You're
the
gonna climb
tree.
your way up. Okay. I want you to make an agility roll.
All right. That's a 7 with hope.
7 with hope. Gain a hope, of course.
Mhm.
And as you begin to climb, you're climbing up. I mean, climbing is you're used to this. You're a good climber. As you climb up, you actually feel the tree kind of shift and move, and one of the branches comes down that kind of looks like a hand, picks you up by your
Mm.
collar, and then sets you back down on the floor. And before it kind of like descends back up into the trees and the treetops.
All right. Yes, can I try to talk to this tree? Being a fungal man.
I mean, yeah, I mean, try to do your little mycelial connection thing.
All right. Make an instinct roll. Can I use can I use
You always can know when you've rolled relatively low because you start. Can I use an
oh,
experience?
I have yet even to roll. But I'm not feeling great about this. Can I use I was in the garden
Yeah,
to
it could. Yeah,
okay,
I'd
nice.
say that it would kind of expand the type of things that you can kind of communicate to.
That's a 18 with fear.
Ooh,
I needed a
fear.
12.
Perfect. Yeah. And so I'd say you kind of sink into the ground a little bit, connect into the mycelial network, but right next to these the kind of the like a flowing network of information that you're used to with the mycelials, with the mushroom people, you can kind of sense where the roots are of this tree, and there is kind of an arcane type of magic around the tree, and you're able to kind of tap into it of sorts. Now it doesn't understand language, but you might be able to kind of convey an emotion or kind of a little bit of a basic communication to it. What do you want to attempt to say?
I'm gonna I'm gonna be like, why? Why?
um, that was I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you. Why?
He
Uh,
said it's like an emotion.
what emotion is why? Is it confusion? uh,
Like, what the heck? Why? Why are you
what's up
picking me
with this?
off?
I love this character. I love this character that you're playing right now. He is so interesting. Um, one of one of the tree is completely. You kind of get. I don't even know where to go from it. I don't even know. I walked myself into such a corner here that I have no clue. The tree, one of the branches kind of comes down. It's like kind of like a like a spindly kind of like tree hand, kind of moves over and knocks on the front door of the house. And the house kind of like the arcanist kind of opens the door, sees the tree there, and kind of like looks questioning it, but then the hand kind of like points down, like at the base where you're like plugged into the tree. Why? Why? And so the Arcanist kind of walks over to like the balcony's railing, kind of looks down. He goes, "Are you the person Emrys sent from the capital?"
She was like, "Oh, yes, hello. My name is Morcella, the Morel Mushroom. I've been sent."
And she kind of looks, oh my, you're rather late, aren't you? Come in, come in. And she closes, and she kind of walks back and closes the door. And as she closes the door, the branch that the tree is on kind of begins to lower it, like kind of lower the building down to the floor, where you're now able to walk in.
I'm like, before
And
disconnecting.
the moment that you step kind of onto the balcony, like the branch kind of lifts itself like back up in the tree, and the building is now suspended again.
Oh,
Um,
I need to grab my thing before I get on
oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Yeah,
hit it.
you grab your thing first.
So I'm gonna before I disconnect, I'm gonna be like, thanks, 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 with gratitude, and
All
then
you did, all you did was why? Oh, thank you. And then the tree sighs with relief now that you're where you're supposed to be. Okay, yes.
the
Um,
roguish mushroom.
he he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he's just working to achieve his goals here. Uh,
The- I'm gonna grab the little package and then um and then before I get on, I'm gonna like, and that's like my whistle to my source,
oh yeah, yeah.
and and then I'm gonna get in.
Okay, perfect. And the source kind of at this point relaxes, kind of it is chilling right where it's at. But as you enter the Arcanist's tower, the main room is a crowd of potion bottles, spell books, runes, plants, and small creatures of all kinds. But no one can classify this place as messy. It's clear that if anyone moved a single item, even an inch, the uh the Arcanist would notice. Now, I want to describe the Arcanist here. This is a 7 foot mix of humanoid and firefly. The Arcanist is a
Oh,
fairy that moves
what?
in a combination of both very slow and suddenly jerky motions. Though her expressions are difficult to read, her emotions are very clear in her voice. She is old but spry, and she eyes you mischievously. And so you see her kind
7 feet.
I, I know when I saw it, I was like 7 foot. Dang, She's- she is very tall, especially with the image that they provided for her. I was like, I did not think that she was 7 feet. I thought she was about gonna be like the same size as you, but she is gigantic apparently. You are just a little tiny mushroom, and her a 7 foot mix of humanoid and fire. Yeah, I mean, I guess she's
Must have been
tall.
one big
She's
firefly.
like an Amazonian. Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yes, we
oh,
continue. What are you looking to do?
where you going? Oh, well, okay, she's looking at me mischievously, right? That's what
Yes.
you said. And I'm gonna like go up, like, man, if my Sally could see you.
She kind of looks just, who's Sally?
Sally's my beloved. She's a shiitake mushroom. We were separated from the garden. Have you seen shiitake? Have you seen shiitake mushrooms around here?
And she kind of like leans down, like puts her hands on her like on her thighs as she kind of like leans. She has to like lean all the way down to see you. It's like, oh, you are a cute one, aren't you? I have not seen a shiitake mushroom, but I'm hoping that you have something for me. Is that correct? Besides a sad backstory?
Yes, if I have this thing in my hands, it's kind of heavy. You could take it if you want.
And she kind of like scoops up the thing that you're holding here. I mean, I keep on. I guess she's not like a giant. Like I guess 7 foot is no, but I'm pretty sure that's how big the giants are. How big are the giants? I'm pretty sure that's pretty large. Um,
Yeah, it's
that's
like
caught me off guard. Like that's the first time I've read that description, and she's big. Um, she picks up the item and she begins to kind of carefully unwrap it and everything. And let's see here. Inside King Emerus's package lies a massive stone with a lion's face carved into it. Um, it says, Marlowe, you recognize this. Just kidding, but it's not Marlowe. But you are from the
All
town
right.
though, and Marcella, you would recognize that this is the keystone of the capital city's gate's main archway. The Arcanist nods sagely as soon as she sees it and says, "Of course the king would keep this delivery secret. If anyone knew your city was no longer warded, you'd be conquered before sunrise." And with this ominous warning, she starts to unfurl her treehouse yet again. We must travel to the open vale to revitalize the ward, but such an effort of magic will attract dangerous creatures from the darkest reaches of the Sablewood. I'll need your help.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're telling me my city was unprotected this whole time?
And she kind of lifts it up, like lifts up the stone that she has. She goes, "Well, this thing is the one protecting your gates, isn't it?"
And why is it here? Why is it in Hush?
Because obviously it's out of magic, and your King Emerus knows well to bring it to me, where I can rejuvenate it.
Okay, okay, okay. Makes sense. All right. Lead the way, tall lady.
Perfect. And you see kind of you feel the building kind of lower itself back down to the ground. And she she kind of begins to walk over to the front door. She goes, "Well, it's going to be a little bit of a it's going to be a little bit of a ride. You want to take a you look a little," and she sees that you are now kind of with the little cut on your belly. You're glowing blue. You're you're like up to your
Years.
knees are like caked in like dirt and everything. She's like, "You look a little worse for wear. Would you like to take a little bit of a short rest?"
I would very much appreciate it if I'll show you. And I open up my. I was a
I'll show you.
I had a failed assassination, get some ribbits on my way here. As you can see, they left me a little worse for wear.
She and she kind of like bends down again to look. She goes, "Interesting. Yeah, a short rest would be good for us. It would give me enough time to prepare for the ward renewal, and it'll also give you time to heal up." And she kind of like walks over to like a place that's like a little empty on the floor. She goes, "You can have this spot, but don't touch anything."
Anything you say, little lady. And,
She walks away over to kind of her desk, keeping an eye on you because you're quite the character. And she begins to kind of prepare things, moving, like kind of getting a bag set up for travel. Now, this is our first short rest, and does it list what we can do on a short rest anywhere in your? No, it does not. Okay, now I'm going to pull up the rules here.
oh, I should probably pull up the book. Let me see.
Let's see. Downtime 105. Okay, and during a short rest, you can do one of the on. You can do two of the following moves. You can tend to wounds, clear stress, repair armor, or prepare. Now, when you tend armor, you can clear hit points equal to 1d4 plus your tier. When you repair armor, you can repair armor 1d4 plus your tier. When you clear stress, it's 1d4 plus your tier. Or you can prepare and gain 2 hope. Would you like to? You could do two of those. And they don't have to be two different ones. You could do two of the same ones.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Let's see. Fun an hour. Swap any domain cards in their loadout for cards in their vault. Do I have cards in my vault? I don't think I do.
Not yet. I think you can have a maximum of like 5 in your hand as like a
Oh,
spells and
okay.
abilities, and then anything else outside of the 5 become in your vault, and you can switch them around. And
Oh, and I can't work on a project. That has to be a long
that has to be
rest.
a long rest. Yes.
Dang.
Is your project a as a like a finger painting for Sally the Shiitake?
How did you know? Oh.
Saw it coming.
um, that is well, obviously I want to I don't think I have any stress. Yeah, I don't have stress yet. So I want to tend to my wounds. Describe how you hastily patch yourself together.
Oh my goodness. I
Um,
was sitting here thinking I was so cool adding a short rest into here, and I was like, oh. this isn't part of the thing. I just want to display some mechanics. I went to the next chapter, and it does have you do a short rest. So,
Oh, does it really?
for the sake of this, on the direction of just real quick, I'm gonna walk back a couple of things that I said just to make sure I'm still sticking with the quick start adventure. On
Yeah.
direction of the Arcanist, your carriage pulls into a mysterious clearing in the shape of a perfect circle, the only area in the Sablewood you've seen without trees to block out the sky. This is the open veil. The Arcanist antenna perk up in a disconcerting way. This is good. Stop, stop. Yes, here. Now come help me. I'm old. And this time she unfolds the carriage as she did with her home and stands over the crate, humming. Her body starts to glow brighter, flickering in the night. I'll need an hour of time to prepare. You all enjoy the night air while you can. We'll be very busy soon. Now you can take a short rest. What would you
Nice.
like to do?
Okay. All right. I am going to tend my wounds.
Okay.
Okay, so and then so doing that, I have all the moss, it's covered all over me, but I had a plan. So I'm gonna take all the stuff and then I'm going to like stuff it in like the wound,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna like put it together. My skin.
Kind of like push it all together until it heals.
Yes.
Okay,
And
I
it'll
like it.
be back together. All right, so equal to 1d4 plus your tier. So I do 1d4, which is this guy, and then just plus one. All right, let's see. All right, that was a 4. I
Oh
only
hell
have
yeah!
2, I think, so I'm
So you're
fully
all the way
healed up.
healed up.
Nice. So I'll erase that. And then I want to can I do a couple of things?
You can do two things.
Oh, nice.
So I guess that
Okay.
is a couple. Yeah.
I'm going to repair my armor. So, yeah. Um, so I'm going to be looking around because I got hit a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to be one sec. Let me Google something real quick. We're gonna be
Google something.
we're gonna be the masters of mushrooms here.
We really are.
Um, let's see, strong mushroom. Oh, I don't think that's what I want. I said the strongest mushroom, and it thinks I want psychedelic strongest.
Yeah. Imagine if
How
you
would
just
I
played a
phrase
psychedelic
that?
mushroom. That'd be crazy.
Oh, that'd be nuts. I'll do that next. That'll be my is that mushroom poisonous?
Yeah.
Most durable mushroom. Mm, all right. Well, if anyone knows what the most durable mushroom is,
That's the
hit
one you
me in.
pick.
Oh, mushrooms as tough as leather. Oh yeah, because you can make leather out of mushroom.
What?
That'd be weird. Oh, would it be weird for a mushroom to wear mushroom?
I don't know. Are there certain mushrooms that aren't fungals?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And I mean,
Well, I'm gonna
technically,
give
technically, you weren't a fungal to start out with. You were a regular mushroom, and then you gained
right.
sentience. That's weird. We're in unknown territory here.
That's
Like,
the weird part.
are you
Oh,
made of mushroom? Are you made of flesh, or is flesh like everywhere for you?
it's like that meme of when
When a gingerbread walks
I
into a gingerbread house?
oh, I was thinking that or like Registeel is like oh no, who is it? It's like it's like
Like
it's
Reggie,
trash
like
within
yeah,
within steel and it's like, oh. Um okay, so I'm going to take those melons that reminded me of Sally.
yeah. Sally's melons.
Because yeah, because there were mushrooms, there were melons growing when we first met.
Yeah.
I took those. I'm saying
Oh
I
yeah.
took them. And I am using those I'm gonna hold them and I'm like my Sally would really appreciate this. And I thank you for your service. and I use those to repair my armor.
Interesting.
So
Okay. So you got kind of
some of my armor
like
is like
leather melon armor kind of
mel
type.
yeah, like a
Nice.
watermelon
I dig
husk.
it. Okay.
So it's
And
like on
repair
my
your armor.
shoulder pads.
If only I knew how to draw. If only I knew. Okay, you know what? I have actually decided this though, and I was gonna tell you, I was gonna at least announce it when the first little bit of it came over, but I don't know if I don't know if this is just me being weird, but I'm starting to get in a certain way about artificial intelligence. Like I felt like I was like really on board with it at one point, and I was like, hell yeah. And now we're getting to a point where I'm like, oh, this is becoming like an active problem now. Um, one of the bits being, I feel like I've kind of changed my perspective on Midjourney to the point where I'm like, I used to like use like Midjourney like all over the place to
Right.
like make all
Yes.
my AI, but I'm like, and I was using that at the same time that I've been attempting to teach myself how to draw.
Mm.
Like just I've been like practicing a lot and everything, and I was like, I'll use the AI until I learn how to draw, and then I'll just like make the switch. But I'm kind of getting a certain way about Midjourney now. I'm okay with like still using it for like backgrounds and like just kind of like or like things I'm just kind of throwing together doesn't really like need anything. But when it comes to like actual art, like I feel a little bad now for like getting scalped. Also, did you hear about that whole thing where I guess I don't remember exactly the details, and I really shouldn't be saying this before I know everything, but apparently, like somebody let an AI scalp all of Archive of Our Own, and so
Yes.
like there's an
Yep.
AI that like,
I heard
and
of
so
that.
I
Yep.
was like, I feel like that may have been like one of the last trials. I was like, oh, like this is actually like this is not that like I knew it was an issue, and I knew like this was like a big issue
Mhm.
and everything, but I was like, oh, it's getting like closer to home now, and like I am part of the problem when I'm trying to do this, and so I'm planning on it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be very bad, but I'm going to draw everything. Even though I can't how to know how to draw, I'm going to attempt to draw all of the characters and all of, in the hope that just like the constant like repetition. And I'm gonna be so embarrassed with some of this plinked together art that I'm gonna be making.
Oh,
I
I
don't even
like
remember
this
why I
though.
started this. Oh yeah,
You're
and I
doing
was gonna say
okay.
I wish I knew how to draw because I would draw you with your melon armor because I can only imagine your character would look absolutely insane. But I'm hoping with the extra exposure of like just getting into drawing and stuff, I'm going to learn how to draw because I've always wanted to learn how to draw. But I do plan on stepping away from Midjourney and drawing my own stuff. And so
Oh,
I guess stay tuned and you've been warned because I'm a terrible
okay. I
artist. But
I'll try
we'll
I'll
see.
try it too. And
Oh yeah,
next stream you'll see little
you'll see.
Marcella Mushroom
We'll learn how
Man.
to draw together, and then first it'll
Yes.
start so terribly. Oh, and then we'll get into it. I like it.
Well, I we were at the Mary and I were at the mall the other day.
Yeah,
You know those like little kiosks like throughout the mall that like
yeah,
they sell random things. Well, we were walking and we saw some it was like photos and stuff that you could hang on your wall. And there was one of Jalen Hurts, the Eagles quarterback, and
yeah.
it was totally made from AI.
No
And they
way.
were like yeah, and, like, it didn't really look like, it you knew who it was, but it was, like, obvious they used AI,
Yeah.
and that's when it was like we were like well, Mary was like, "Oh, I hate that." And I was like, "Yeah, that is like, you shouldn't be selling that,
Yeah.
like, because it's not original art, it's just AI that
It's
and
just
it doesn't even
it
look good, really."
we're getting into such like a dark time, I feel like, which is it's not that I have an issue with artificial intelligence. We've totally gotten off of subject here. It's not that I have an issue with artificial intelligence. I also think that like it's inevitable, like we will start to see it in like mixed into our life, like similar to like the internet, similar to like phone, because we all have like
Yeah,
the same feelings about that stuff. But I think the issue is that there's no regulation, that there is no
yeah,
like safeguards. Especially, have you seen some of this new stuff with the Google VO3 or the Gemini VO, whatever Google has just been? They're making some AI videos that are like extremely realistic. Like I felt like I was kind of good at first. I'm like, oh, I
yeah.
can I can identify when something's AI. I kind of just have like that feeling and everything. There's some of these videos and I'm like, oh, this could trick me. Like this could trick me outright.
No,
I'll just send you some stuff about it. But like it's insane just how like to the point where I'm like, we need to have like government mandated watermarks or something. Like this is people are. old people are gonna get tricked very,
Yeah.
very quickly. And it's crazy. But I've kind of changed my opinion a little bit, or at least not necessarily changed my opinion, but I've gotten a little more strict on what I will and will not do with artificial intelligence, which I find and that's interesting to me because like I feel like it's we're still getting on a tangent here. I've been pushing myself more on like creating things like you should. I've been meaning to send you the thumbnail that I made for the previous dungeon, Daggerheart YouTube video. I was really proud of
Yeah.
myself because I made that like
Hey,
from
way to
scratch.
go. Oh,
As in I used the Daggerheart art, but I like organized it in the way that it was supposed to.
yeah.
It made me feel cool. And I was like, I probably would have just used Mid-Journey to make like a thumbnail for it, but instead I pushed myself and I'm learning how to do things better, I guess. And so I somebody compared it to somebody said that using AI to Google search or to like to get like information is negating the hunter-gatherer part of our brain because like the only way we can still hunt and gather is like on the internet, like Google searching and like researching things. And by using AI, we've like completely circumnavigated that, and we're like outsourcing our mental strain and like it's a whole thing. I'm like maybe I am a little bit done with AI. Maybe I need to like be doing things more myself here. But no, never mind. What I was trying to say is I'm going to draw more characters, and I want to see you draw your melon armor.
All
And
right.
continue after you do your 1d4 plus one for your armor repair.
That was a 2.
Two.
So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just
you're all fixed
gotta,
up too.
man, nice. It's like I was brand new, just with a little bit more trauma.
And a little bit more
Yes.
melons.
Yes. All right, did that,
Perfect.
did that. Okay, that's what I
Okay.
did.
And
My 2
also,
things.
I need a countdown dice. One thing that's really cool with with Daggerheart is there are a couple of like different countdown features here where I just grab a dice and like as things happen, I lower the number or increase the number on my countdown. It'd be cooler if we were at the same table, but I'm now grabbing a D8 and putting it at the 8 facing up, and there's a countdown now
Ooh,
here, just so you know.
I
Let's see.
don't know how I feel about that.
Let us. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it yet. Are you done with your short rest?
Yes, I spent my time to tend to my wounds. I'm totally good, and I fixed up my armor.
Perfect. Okay. In that case, then so at this point, you've kind of just been sitting in the at night. You're now after you've healed yourself up and you fixed your armor. You're now just kind of sitting and watching the Arcanist kind of move within the circle and everything. It's preparing this keystone. So you can see you're kind of doing a couple of different like rituals, incantations, just kind of getting things set up. You're unsure what she's really doing at this point, but you just kind of trust that she knows what she's doing until eventually the keystone begins to kind of like glow a little bit, and you hear her gasp. She goes, "Oh, the keystone has finally responded! Quickly, the ritual must begin, or I'll lose the pathway. Hurry!" And her body begins to glow brighter and brighter as she kind of begins to the carriage that you guys are on begins to kind of like lift up out of off the ground as things are going. She goes, if I'm interrupted from the spell, we'll lose it. And I won't be able to do this incantation for a while. And so I'm going to need you to make sure that nothing gets to me.
I'm not glowing anymore. I'm not glowing. Exactly. I'll glow with you.
Hold on, I have
Searching for
I have this one.
anything.
This is what look at this little. I use this with all of the artwork that was in the book as well. But that's what the circle and the circle's probably bigger and it's supposed to be a cavern. But that's what the woman looks like at least. And see,
Oh,
I saw
cool.
that and I was like, oh, she's tiny, like she's little, but apparently that's 7 feet.
Yeah. That would kind of be frightening.
That would
But
that would be very frightening. Um, okay, so wait, you're glowing too? You're still glowing from the mushrooms?
well, I'm wanting to glow, but I used it all for my wound. So
Oh,
I'm
that is true.
yeah. So I'm like
Your wound is still glowing a little bit,
yeah. It's like
but
oh, I'm like.
and she like looks
Passed
at you. She's like,
out.
please stop grunting. I'm trying to focus.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was helping.
You still grunt. You feel a rumble. You feel a rumble as four ancient skeletons emerge from the ground. rusted swords in hand, disturbing the forces of magic being used by the Arcanist. In the distance, two forest wraiths float ominously towards you. And now that's when I have the countdown here. And there's even in Daggerheart there are environment stats, and so
Okay.
I can use environments against you as well, which is crazy. Okay,
Oh,
so
cool.
there are four skeletons that
Okay,
appear
four
here.
skeletons.
And I have a little image of it. Oh wait, I was already on the image. Whoops, I was already on the image. This is a forest wraith over the big long lanky one is a forest wraith, and then the one that's smaller is an ancient skeleton. Four of those ancient skeletons have appeared, surrounding the cart, and in the distance there's two of those wraiths out and about. Um, with it being just you, I'm gonna I forgot this is built for four people.
I was
One
about to say.
wraith and two skeletons have appeared. I'll
Okay.
half it for you. I
Okay.
believe in you. You got this. Okay. In that case, then let's see. Two skeleton. Man, I feel like I'm even like writing things down. Like I remember when I first started DMing, and I like wrote everything down before I started like digitizing everything. Like it just it feels like I'm just back in my roots again.
Hey, and that will probably help with your handwriting that you were trying to improve. There's like more repetition of just writing.
Did I mention that out loud? Oh man.
You did.
Wait, for a second I was like, how does she know? How does she And I was like, oh, no, I remember. I remember I did say it. Yes, yes, it will help with with my handwriting. I'm hoping. Um, 6, 6, and where's that? That's the wraith. That's the wraith. One second. Just trying to write down all my give me my stats ready. I'm gonna let you go first. What do you want to do in this situation?
All right. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take both of my my daggers. I'm gonna be twirling them around my fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, "Doo, doo, doo, doo." I'm like, don't worry, lady, I got you. And then,
And she's completely involved in this in the ritual at this point. Her eyes are like glowing and everything, and her butt's glowing too. Everything's glowing.
oh,
Is there like a better way to refer to a firefly than just their butt glowing? Like, is it their what? It's like their thorax. Is it
their
the thorax that glows?
posterior aspect. Um,
I don't know if putting the word acid there makes it any better. Uh, what part of the hold on one second. Sing. Okay, what part of the firefly glows? It is the under. It's the underside of their abdomen. I thought it was. I guess it's their abdomen. I just thought that was more central in their body, but I guess not. I guess her abdomen begins
maybe,
to glow. Right?
oh, maybe it originates from the abdomen and like
Yeah.
goes down.
I don't know. It's called the light organ. Her light organ begins to glow. Okay. All right. You begin to spin daggers around. What are you looking to do?
Yeah. All right, and then okay, what was that one guy's name? The
Oh, you're
trumpet mushroom,
gonna Chantrell.
chanterelle. Okay. All right.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to start
Yeah.
looking for a stat real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Before you can do the roll. Okay, I'm sure I can find something. I'm sure I
Alright,
can find
twirling around, sinking in, like Chanterelle, Chanterelle.
Where are all
Nice.
of the? Yeah, roll an instinct roll. You do you while I'm doing me. Where is?
Just so
Here
you know,
we
I
go.
did succeed, so you're gonna need those stats.
We need a stat block. I should have prepared. Well, I don't. I don't know. I'm not saying. Oh, I should have prepared because I had no clue that you were gonna call it an NPC. But I guess I should. I guess that was my bad. I guess that was jagged knife bandit. I'm looking for a tier one bruiser because this is definitely a melee fighter. Let's see. Ooh, okay. I like where this is going. All right. I found a stat. Uh, let's go. Okay. So you succeeded. So what? How are you communicating?
That was a 12 with hope, just so
Hmm.
you're aware. I sink in, I'm still twirling, I'm like beep 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 boop, beep 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 boop. I'm like, Chanterelle, Chanterelle, need some little help around here. Chanterelle.
And you feel like a connection like create, and I mean he connected a second ago when you were having your moment in the field, and so with this one you can tell he's kind of like easing into the connection like okay, and you kind of hear like how can I help?
You looking for you looking to do some damage this evening?
Interesting invitation. Yeah, interesting invitation. But I am one for deal, dealing pain. Like, just be front. What do you need from me?
Bring those big old trumpet mushrooms my way, and we can handle some some enemies around here.
And you hear me? Well, I'm always down, always down for helping a fungal in need. On my way. And then like you like you feel like the connection disappear, and you begin to hear the vibrations, but they're very far away. It's safe to say that this open veil is a decent way far away from the town. He might not get to you as soon. But you succeed on that roll. I'll let you keep on going. What's your next move?
All right, I'm like, it's like, ha. You guys better count your last dead breath. And then I'm going to, and what am I gonna do? Let's see.
You're like,
Um, I really probably should have did the Rain of Blades, but decided not to do that one.
oh, okay. I mean, are you sure?
Well, I chose to pick and pull in the uncanny
Oh,
disguise.
I thought you like you're like I have this ability here, but I'm choosing not to use it. Like, well, that makes sense. Yeah, you didn't pick that
Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna dart it. I'm gonna run towards that skeleton man. There's
one.
two
Okay.
of them, right?
There are
Going
two of
towards
them
that
near the
skeleton.
near the carriage. Yes,
And then I'm using both my daggers, just so
both
you
of your
know.
daggers. Okay, okay.
Yeah. This is paired +2 to primary weapon damage to targets within melee range.
Oh wait, hold on. What are you looking at? Hold on. Before I start getting
A
crazy.
character card from a character guide.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, continue.
So I have my primary and then I have my secondary. So I'm aiming to move quick like a shadow, like
Yeah, yeah.
and I have both of them, and then I'm gonna go pierce with this one and then pierce with the second one following it, if possible. But then it says like, okay, I have my primary weapon, which is my dagger, finesse melee.
Mm-hmm.
It's one-handed, and then I have my secondary weapon. It's a small dagger. It's one-handed, and then if I pair it together, it's a +2.
Hold on. I trust you, but I'm just trying to catch. I'm trying to see if that information is listed in my book. So on
That's
your
okay.
rogue character card, is that like under your foundation or? Well,
Yes,
I
the
can't
rogue
read into that.
character guide. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
good. Let's
Well,
see.
let me see if I can pull up. I go to downloads. I want to go to the character sheet.
Yeah, so it's like there's the character sheet and then the guide.
Okay. 'Cause I'm sure that because I need to know this information so I know it. So I need to know the information so that I know it. Yeah. Click on it. Click on it. I need it.
Where is it where like because I chose to pick the minor stamina potion.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I be regaining stamina? Like I don't have anywhere that like marks stamina.
I don't know what the minor stamina potion does.
I guess
I
I
wonder
can
if
look
it.
for that
Yeah, you
while
look
you're
for that.
doing that too.
Okay, let's take a look for the rogue here.
Oh, it does
Rogue.
stress. It clears 1d4
Oh,
stress.
okay. Rogue. Okay, I'm seeing it. So it suggests a secondary weapon paired +2 to primary weapon damage to targets in melee range. Interesting. I mean, I think that you could then attack with two weapons here. Small dagger paired. I'm just trying to figure out how that works damage wise.
No, I'm like, would it be
do you do 2d8s? Um, you know what? You're one person. I say hell yeah. You attack with both weapons plus the 2 to your primary weapon damage. No, plus 2 to primary weapon
Or
damage to targets within melee range. So if you pair them together, you would add
mhm.
2 onto your damage dice. So you'd roll the d8 plus
Oh,
1,
okay.
and then
Okay.
if you're pairing them together, it'd be plus 2 to your damage dice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was about ready to,
Yeah.
dang, I was about ready to let you be overpowered.
All right. D8, which is up to my hand. The diamond. Okay, so I roll to see if I hit.
Yes.
Okay. Come on, baby. 7 plus 1, which is so that's an
I
8.
just noticed that the Rogue Syndicate image is a fungal.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. No, I just I was like, that's a cool art. Dude looks kind of freaky. And then I realized that all of it is he's a mushroom. He's a mushroom guy.
The one in the foundation photo? Like this
Yeah.
one?
Uh he's black. He's black cloak, holding a sword, sitting in a chair.
Oh, no. Oh, that one. I don't have that one up. I'll have to look at that one.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just realized I was like, kind of cool pinstripe suit he's got going on, and then I realized it was the strains of mushrooms back and forth. Okay, I'm so sorry
Oh, that's
to
cool.
derail us like that.
Oh, no, you're good.
What'd you roll?
Wait, so I wasn't supposed to roll the D8, right? I was supposed to roll the D12s?
Yes, the d12s to attack.
Okay, D12s. Okay. And that is added nothing's oh, finesse. I add my finesse to it? No.
No, it'll
Okay,
just be a
no.
straight action
No,
roll.
okay. It's like okay, okay, let's see. Ooh, that is a 9 with fear.
A 9 with fear.
Yeah.
I get a fear. Heck yeah. And that does not succeed. You dash off of the
Ooh,
wagon,
ooh.
and kind of run forward to slash. But I mean, these ancient skeletons are skilled fighters, and he's able to kind of dodge out of the. Actually, he kind of meets your blade with his own, kind of parrying your attack, and prevents you from attacking him ultimately, which means that he is going to go here. But except for I'm going to spend a fear and now activate group attack, which means I go from 6 fear down to 5. Um, spend a fear to choose a target and spotlight all ancient skeletons within close range of them. Those skeletons move into melee range of the target and make one shared attack roll. On a success, they deal 4 physical damage each. Combine this damage. So they are going to. So the two of them kind of rush where you're at and attack at the same time. Oh, they got a 2. What's your evasion?
13.
13. Yeah, that doesn't work. Hold on. Oh no. I just realized that my thing's glitching out. Oh shoot, I haven't moved. And you're not moving. Is my system really glitching out right now?
I can see you and hear you just perfectly fine.
You can see me and hear me?
Yeah,
For
like
some
you're not
reason,
moving too weirdly. Is the Twitch showing you
my
something weird?
Discord has completely frozen. I'm curious if the Twitch has completely frozen. Oh man, I hope
It
not.
does look like the Twitch is frozen.
Oh no. Okay, one second. I'm going to see if we can fix this real quick. Okay, and we are back. We are live. I guess I should have warned you before we started doing that. Megan, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. In that case, then we are good to go. Sorry about the technical issues. But the last thing I was saying was that the skeletons rolled a collective 2. And what was your evasion?
13.
I know it's higher than 2. Perfect. In that case, then those skeletons do not succeed. They begin to kind of rush in on you, but you're able to kind of just. I'm just gonna say you're able to move before they can really start attacking you, just for narrative's sake. So I want you. It is now your turn again, and I want you to go.
Nice. Nice. Okay. I'm going to spend, is it even really needed? We'll see. I'm going to spend 3 hope
3 hope.
to I'm going to use Rogue's Dodge.
Ooh.
So that I get to gain +2 bonus to your evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against you. Otherwise, this
Ooh.
bonus lasts until your next rest.
Okay, I like it. So from pretty much you're using three hope to from now on get a +2 to your evasion until you're successfully attacked.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. And I mean, as far as I'm aware, the comic keeps going. I mean, you still got more stuff to do.
Sweet. So I'm gonna um let's see. Can I try so they made a group attack. Can
Mhm.
I try to I have my grappling hook and my 50 feet of silk rope. Can I try to bundle them all together, like the two skeletons? Can I like lasso them?
Lasso them together. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
I'd
tie them
say
up.
do this as a grapple check. Do a strength check. So do an action roll as a strength check. I'm just to see if you
Ooh,
can pull this off.
ooh,
I just don't think you
okay.
have a. Is that your one -1?
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Okay,
give it a
let's
shot
see.
then.
How long can you roll these, Megan? Okay. Um, no, I can't use any of those. Okay.
We're trying to do an experience.
Yeah, I was in the garden. I saw this
I was in the
happen all the
garden. I
time.
saw people grapple people all the time. I
This would
was in
break
the garden.
out.
I saw a lot of silk rope being used in the garden. Let's be real.
That is I was used as a stool. Do you know how big I am?
They didn't know I was there.
Ooh, that's a 10 with fear. No, actually, that's
And
a 9 with fear with a -1.
a 9 with fear, -1. That I get a fear. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
But that does not succeed. I'm sorry about
All
that.
right.
You kind of you shoot off the you shoot off your grappling hook, and it kind of almost trying to think of how best to do this. You shoot off the grappling hook in hopes that you can kind of like begin to rope them up, but before you're able to do that, the skeletons kind of uh, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how like how to make this happen. It doesn't work. The skeletons are able to kind of like it's just the grappling hook only goes straight. You shoot it, it goes straight, and it doesn't. You don't have enough time to like, kind of like curl it around the skeletons. And I want you to mark one stress because I
Oh,
mean, um, on top of the anxiety of skeletons swarming you, your plan not really going off as well as you hoped. Uh, is not what you needed in the heat of battle. I want you to mark one stress.
shoot.
And I can't let you go a whole session without marking a stress. I have to be the mean cop sometimes. I can't just be good cop the entire time.
This has been you being good cop? No, I'm kidding. You've been good.
Hey, I let you do a whole grieving moment in the farm. I didn't say a friggin' word. Everyone else around you should have marked stress.
That's
Okay,
Alright.
but you have failed your roll. The skeletons are moving in again. However, at this point, you do feel the rumbling coming a little closer now, and you almost see like a little mound kind of in the distance being traveled like a cartoon mole coming a little mound above where something is traveling fast. And out of the ground springs a giant, brutish mushroom guy. Chantrell jumps from the air with his fist out and lands down on one of the skeleton people here. I'm gonna roll here, and that hits. Oh, and where's my stat block here? The only level one, not the only one, but the level. Oh, actually, this is perfect. I just saw it. Um, I was going off of the bear tier one bruiser. So a bruiser is high health, hard hitter. I was like, oh, I'll just use a bear. I'll just make him his stats a bear. But over on the next page, a deep root defender, a burly vegetable person with grasping vines. Hell
What?
yeah, we just
That
found it,
works
boys. Deep root
perfectly.
defender. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is perfect. And he has, oh my goodness, he uses a feature. He uses ground slam. Slam the ground, knocking all targets within very close range back to
That's what
far
he
range.
just did.
Each target knocked back this way must mark a stress. Oh my goodness. And
Is
he
there
did
a
it
photo?
17 plus a 2. There's no photo for the Deep Root Defender. I'm so sorry. But
Oh, but that's so cool.
Oh man, he's so cool. And so he jumps up with both fists now and smacks kind of like Hulk smash on the floor. The two skeletons get launched backwards um from the blow. They both mark a stress because I don't think this one takes damage. No, but they both mark a stress. So I'm gonna go this one's stressed, this one's stressed. Um, and once they kind of get knocked back to far range, he kind of stands up and brushes some dirt off of his mushrooms on the shoulder. He goes, "Oh, you should have told me there was skeletons involved."
Man, Chantrell, am I glad to see you. I am imagining
The
I'm like
mushroom
tied up.
boars.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
should have done the grappling hook tied you up instead. That would have been awesome, but I won't backtrack it. And uh, um, but he kind of drops into a fighting stance with a big old like his fists are like half the size of you. Like this dude's like a big brute mushroom guy. He's like, well, let's get to clobbering then. And it is going to be your turn now. Uh, yeah, it'll be your turn now because I had another person. No, 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 I'm gonna use the stress. I'm
But,
gonna use the stress. I'm gonna use the stress. I'm gonna have a forest wraith move in now. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Where's the wraith? Let's see. The wraith is going to move in into far distance and is going to attempt to do a. Give me a second. Well, I remember what this dude can do. um. Okay. 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 Actually, no. It flies all the way in. It's gonna come all the way
ooh,
in.
shoot.
There's also no speed on these forest wraiths. Like on any of the like. There's no speed
Yeah, well, yeah,
anywhere.
because I was like, how far can I go? But there's nothing really to say, like, distance
Yeah,
wise,
there's
I
no say.
haven't seen.
It just
It's so
like,
it's
and that's one of those things where I'm like, am I getting to the point? Like, are we getting to the point where we're just playing pretend? Like, there's no like clear how far can we move. But like, I hope that both of us can figure out a decent amount. While you've been kind of tied up with these skeletons, the forest wraith has come up. And then behind you. It's going to use the move Memory Delve. And so what happens is, as you're kind of sitting there and getting kind of back to back with Chantrell here, you feel kind of an icy hand grace your cheek. And I want you to describe a terrifying memory that your character might have.
it was a sunny day.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh, actually, this has to be from your childhood, so I hope you
oh,
came
childhood,
prepared.
childhood. Okay. Well, I was always a mushroom, I think. But the day that I gained consciousness was like any other day, I would think. It was the first day that I became reanimated. Um, the sun was shining. I heard the sounds, and then I opened my eyes, and for the first time in my existence, I saw the beaming light of the sun, and I felt the warmth, and I knew who the sun was, and I saw other mushrooms next to me, mom and dad. They didn't talk a lot, but I knew that they were my parents. And then that the first day I laid eyes on them was also the last day I saw them.
Oh no.
There came the cook. He came walking in, muttering about mushroom this and mushroom that, and how the prince needed more morel mushrooms for his mushroom Wellington. And me
That's
sitting in
Mushroom Wellington.
between my parents, I took one last look at them. They didn't make a sound, and yet they were plucked from the garden, leaving me all alone in this little garden patch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And with that, I want you to take 20 damage.
Are you kidding me? There's no evasion or nothing with that. You just tell me I need to take 20 damage?
I guess am I supposed to roll for this one first? I mean, I was supposed to roll for it. It's a feature. I don't know if I'm because I have the
Okay.
attack here, and then I attack modifier. Am I supposed to roll for actions? Hold on one second. Damn, I didn't realize you'd be so offended with having to take 20 damage. Come on, dude. We're just playing a game.
Well, that's quite a lot, my guy.
1 second, 1 second. Let's see. Using adversaries. That's 193. I've already been there today. 193. Standard attack. Features. Feature period represents a band of people. There are three kinds of passive actions and reactions. For example, band.
Rotations for us, straight the Jews.
What is it? Adversary action. Uh, yes. You divide into three categories: standard attacks, unique actions, other actions. I'm gonna say no.
It's one of these things, like the class feature. Is it one of those?
It looks different. I'm trying to think of. So the stats look different. So I have like the stats of like their health, their thresholds, their stress, and then I have features.
Like
One of
the
them spectral
okay.
body passive. The forest wraith is the physical damage. Memory delve action, and then pass through action with spend a fear. Um, each adversary has a standard attack. That's unique action. Many adversaries have special actions listed on the bottom of their stat block. These represent their innate abilities, magical talents, and other um, that
Okay.
allow the adversary to make an attack or species to make a reaction.
Is it a domain card? Because there's a feature on a domain card.
No, because they don't have domain cards like characters do.
Oh.
Um, but I think I'm getting. But this one says when you spotlight an adversary, you can choose to use one of these instead of making a standard attack. But this is an action. I feel, you know what? Uh, e- or a reaction roll, you can spend a fear to add a relevant experience modifier to the roll. When you use an adversary's experience, even adversaries have experience? Hold on 1 second. I feel like I'm close, but I'm not quite. Spending fear. Adversary token. Adversary reactions. Adversary passives. Fear features. I don't see. Adversaries can do nearly anything a PC can do. So if you want them to do something that isn't in the stat block, feel free. The adversary action rolls. Where is
You might be able to just use it. I was just shocked that you had a feature like that
the
that's
following features
so
are
freaking strong.
you not only had to delve into a childhood memory, but I also got to smack you with 20 damage. Haymaker action. Make an attack against a target within close range. Make an attack. Because you can say make an attack. Oh, no, you know what? Memory dive here. Make an attack roll against a close target. Okay, so I need to do attack roll. I need to do attack roll.
Oh,
It says it right there.
geez, I
You
just freaking dived into my childhood.
14, which means you still get hit.
Wait, but I have
Oh,
a
wait.
+2
Oh, but
because
you do
of
have your
my
plus two.
my rogue's dodge.
It says 12.
So it's
It
so it's a
does
13,
meet.
14, 15
Oh, it does a 15?
because my evasion's at 13
Oh, yeah. Oh,
plus
dang.
2.
You just barely miss it. Scratch the childhood memory from the tape. Let no one remember that you watched your parents die as on your very first day of being born. Let no one remember that. Anyone who's watching the stream, anyone who's on YouTube, anyone who listened to the podcast, forget
It
all about what you
it
just
didn't
heard.
happen.
It
It
didn't
didn't
happen.
happen.
Retconned. You do not get touched on the cheek by a forest wraith, but it's close to you. It's right behind you, which means it is now your turn. All of what we did for the last like 20 minutes. Scratch it from the tape.
Sweet. All right. Okay,
There is a wraith right
so
behind you now.
there is a wraith right behind me. Is it dead? Is a wraith
Um,
dead? Oh,
eh,
it's
I
not a
don't.
corpse. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I don't
And
say
it
it's. I
hasn't
wouldn't say
died
it's a corpse.
recently. All
You were
right.
about to
I was about
reverse
to.
it. You were about to like, you know what? You
Yeah.
tell me a childhood memory.
Let me take one from you. Okay. Trying to think of. I'm trying to think of that ability I had. Oh, Nightwalker. Is there? So is this Night Wraith? Is he cat? Is it casting a shadow?
Um, It has a spectral body, which means the forest wraith has resistance. Oh, I guess to physical damage. I'd like to think that it's like incorporeal. It,
What does
it
that
wouldn't
mean?
cast a shadow. It wouldn't cast.
Oh,
It's kind of
okay.
see through. It's like
Okay.
a ghost. It's a ghost.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Well, with that and all being said and done, I'm going to. I'm gonna be like, Chantrell, Chantrell, it's right behind
forget.
me, isn't
I
it?
forget he is right there. He turns to you and he's like, "Oh, you got something behind you."
Right behind me. Okay. I'm gonna stab it in its freaking face, and then
Okay,
I'm gonna try to attack with my like.
with your dagger.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right. Okay. So I roll my d12s. No. Yeah. I'm gonna roll my d12s. Are you ever rolling a d20?
Yes, I rolled d20s,
Oh, okay.
but you
You
don't
roll.
roll d20s.
Oh, goodbye, deep metal d20s. Let me just move you. All right.
Um,
Okay, and I don't have my rogue's ability anymore.
Did you? No, you
Right.
saw it because you weren't attacked.
But it says to gain a +2 bonus to your evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against you. Oh,
But you
okay.
didn't
So
succeed.
I see. Okay, so I still have it. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna chug. I'm gonna be like, he's right behind me, isn't he? And then I'm gonna slip the minor stamina potion.
You're gonna take your stress
And
off.
I'm gonna just shot it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You're gonna take the stress
While
off.
while whipping around, I'm gonna be drinking and then stabbing with the other one.
Oh dang. Okay, okay. Now, if one hand has the potion on it, you won't be able to pair your primary
Right,
and secondary weapon together. Okay,
right.
as
So
long
I'm
as
just
you're
gonna use my primary.
okay.
I rolled to see if I hit it with my d12s.
Yes. Critical.
It's a yeah, two nines.
Critical! Two nines? Oh, hell yeah. Um, that's
It's
actually
success.
perfect then. So, in that case then, when it comes to critical damage, you succeeded. You clear stress, which you took a potion, which means you don't
Oh,
have to
sorry.
clear which means you have no stress to
Good.
clear. But it's going to be so to do your damage, you'll roll your traditional damage, which is what a d6?
A d8.
A D8. You'll roll a D8 and then add the highest number possible of that dice. So you'll roll a D8 and then add 8 to it. That's how much damage you do.
Oh. Okay. And do I get a hope for that? For
Did you
rolling
roll?
a crit?
Yes, yeah, you roll. You get a hope because if you critical, it counts as a hope.
Okay. Nice. Right. I'm feeling rejuvenated.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's a 6. So and then I add 8. 14 plus a 1 is 15
Oh
of
hell yeah.
finesse melee.
Oh hell yeah. Now, ultimately, it does have a passive ability that it is resistant to physical damage, which means that your damage would be halved, but you need all the help you can get. And so I'm going to, above board, I'm removing that passive ability. You need all the help you can get. Because I also want to say that 15 counts as severe damage, which means it takes 3 HP off of
You
itself.
had a wraith behind you there for a second.
Ooh, my dog, or was it a person?
No, that was a person.
Oh no. Oh no. The worst kinds of wraiths. What size was the person? Were they tall or short?
Yeah, he was a little taller than me.
Oh no. Oh no. Great. We are at 8:30, and I'm sure she's knocking on my door now. Um, okay. In that case, then we might have to. You sure he was there? Are you sure she was there?
She was there. She was like, I'm pretty sure she was there. The one person in the chat, let us know if she was there. She was there.
Oh my goodness. Uh, We might. I'm like looking over my shoulder now. I'm so nervous. We might have to pause right before the main battle here, because we have been going on for how long is this? 3 hours now. We've been doing this for 3 hours.
Yes.
Oh man. But we will get back to this main battle next time.
Just just
I know
know
it's.
that Marcella, the morale mushroom, just knocked that right senseless.
Oh yeah, knocked it
It was
senseless, severe damage. There's no chance, no chance to stand a chance against you. But you know what? I actually had a really good time playing with Daggerheart so far. I enjoy Daggerheart. I don't know if it's just the company or uh the mechanics here, but I love this game, and I'm hoping that you guys are liking it too. But if you are still here, if you happen to be still with us, or if you want to know exactly what we've been doing this entire time, you can head up to our YouTube channel where this recorded version will be posted on Friday. But we definitely will be continuing playing at least to finish out this main big battle next time. And will I mean I'm having a good time. Uh, Megan, any other words from you or Morel?
don't think so. Thank you for joining us. We have, I think Nathan mentioned, but if you like short
Short
content,
form
we have it
content, yeah.
short form content. We have Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think our shorts will be in. Maybe we'll be posting some more shorts after this session. But be safe out there. Have a happy Pride Month, and thank you for joining.
Heck yeah. Well, we'll see you next time. Peace.